Good morning, people. Good morning. How are we all ready? Are we all ready for the medal race? At the moment, I'm on my own. So you're going to have to keep me company in the comments below. We should have Dorian tuning in pretty soon, I hope. Let's see. And we should have Antonio, although he has got, I think he's got a COVID test because he wants to go to the Dutch village later. Obviously, celebrate Kieran's win when he cruises through the medal race. But like I say, it looks like we got a fair few people out there. So let's have a look. What are the comments going on? Where can I watch this? Well, easiest way we've found, everyone who's tuned in all week will know, I keep saying it, but we've been watching it on Eurosport. You do have to pay, I think, £6.99 for the month, and then you can cancel it. So it's not too bad. Or you can, I think, do a free trial or something. There are lots of other places to watch it. I think if you're in the UK, the best place would be BBC. I'm pretty sure the BBC will be streaming it live, and their commentary might even be better than ours. So we're just here to support you, but and to support the guys for anyone who can't really see any good broadcasting or wants just to not watch it on their own. If you are tuned in thinking, what is all this about? This is the last race of the Olympics for the windsurfers. It's the medal race. It's a double points race. And this is where supposedly all the medals will be decided. Although in the men, Kieran Badlow has already messed it up like Dorian has done before, where he's won it before the last race, pretty much. So, yeah, that's pretty much how it stands. We've got Pavel tuning in. Hello. Obviously supporting Mishka. I'm sure with a name like Pavel, probably Polish would be a guess. What else we got? We've got Revolt Wind morning. We got Colin. We got a few in there. That's good to see. 85 people watching. It's like one big medal race party. What else have we got? We got Martin. He says ready with a laptop and the phone. Double going. Like I said, I'm on my own at the moment. I've got a cup of tea. And we are ready. This won't be full-blown commentary. I don't know what you're expecting from a watch-along, but honestly, this is just me and probably a few of the boys which will tune in. Just going to watch it with you guys at home. We're going to chat with pretty much what's going on, just getting the spirit of the Olympics. I mean, this is the Olympics. It only happens once every 4 years. Unless it's 2021 and COVID's happened, and then it's once there's a little bit of an extra bit with the 5 years going on. Looks like we got a fair few people coming in though. We got Mike Bass saying, "Good morning, Ben. Come on, the Brits." Oh, that's a good point. You've got to put me. I've got a scarf and everything. Well, I don't think the scarf is probably not going to cut it, but I probably should put the woolly hat on. Come on, the Brits. It's all I could do from Portugal. It's a poor effort, I know. I couldn't find any flags and nothing. But, well, actually, I should say not Portugal, Sagres. We're in the middle of the end of the world down here. Afternoon from down here. Okay, so maybe you could crack open a beer. Oh, there we go. We got a bit of commentary coming on Eurosport. It looks a bit light. If you're not watching it yet, it looks light. Wind speed, 13 kilometers an hour at the moment. 30 degrees over there in Japan. That's going to be a hard day at the office. Yeah, interesting. Just saying it's the last year of the Olympics for the RSX class, and that is true. If you've been following the channel, you will know IQ Foil is obviously taking over. We've got the World Championships in a couple of weeks. Yes, and there is a bit happening in the IQ Foil. We've just seen Future Fly have brought out a board. Obviously, it's the same board, same design as the Starboard, but we haven't seen many. We did see at the trials when it was all getting launched, and it was all meant to be multi-manufacturer, but we haven't really seen many boards apart from the Starboard. But now we've seen Future Fly boards. We've also just seen Finney and Maynard designs and Finney and Maynard, FMX have just released a board as well. I wonder if any more brands are going to come out. We don't know if they're built in the same factory yet, which could be a difference, you know, construction-wise. Seen that in other classes, but the IQ Foil will be the next Olympic class, and that would be, that's going to be, I think that's going to be great. I've just seen some reports from Lake Garda, 200, was it 270 youth IQ foilers on the water, Youth Worlds in Lake Garda, 270. Because they were a bit worried that the techno was going to go out and how it would transfer. I mean, that's pretty solid, isn't it? 270. So we just, like I said, we're just seeing scenes on Eurosport at the moment of the girls getting ready. Obviously, if you have been following, if you're even slightly interested, you will know there's only 3 women that can get a medal today. Xu from China, Emma Wilson from Great Britain, and Charlene Picon from France. Who beats who between Emma Wilson and Charlene? And then Emma, if she was to beat the Chinese, she would have to finish with one person in between her and the Chinese. So if she wins it, she was in 3rd, she would take the win, you know, and if she was in 5th, she was in 7th, she would take the win. It has to be one person in between her. Just beating her, you know, just ahead of her will not be enough. So yeah, Holland, Discovery Plus as well. Yes, I've heard that. Discovery Plus, if you sign up to Discovery Plus, there are different ways to watch it. Like I say, this should be easier to watch. You know, it's the medal race. It's on the main course where they have all the cameras and everything. So this is the race. You know, this is why they do the medal race for the Olympics. I think there's a couple of links someone's been putting out, but it should be everywhere. If you can't watch this medal race, I'd be very disappointed. Like I said, we're just here. It is literally a watch along. You're going to watch along with, I say us, there's only me at the moment. It's too early for a lot of these boys. So we did think, I mean, there was, you know, something to be said for, well, we were talking about Dorian the other day, who was going to join us, but I know he was getting tapped up by the Dutch media, but I guess it will depend on his connection, and it's proper TV there. It's not like us where he's got the kids in the background and whatever's happening. Or maybe it is. Maybe Dutch TV is pretty loose. We've got Bruce Spenning tuning in. Good to see. It's like a good old Peter Ray live stream at the moment. We've got Phil tuning in, obviously Great Britain. Come on, the Brits. I'd love to see her get a gold. I really would. Obviously, I know this Windsurfing.TV is international, but I'm British. It's very hard not to be, like, you know, biased. It's impossible. In fact, it's impossible. I don't mind a bit of biased commentary, mate. I equally respect everyone's performances, but I'm obviously rooting for the Brits. So obviously talking about the women at the moment, we've got the men coming up after the women, and that's a bit more open. There is a few guys who can sneak into a medal who are not in a medal position at the moment. One of them, Miszka from Poland. He's outside of the top 3 at the moment, but has a chance of getting a medal. The Italian, Camboni, sitting in 3rd place, and we've got Thomas Goya from France in 2nd place. Kieran Badlow just has to sail the race. That's all he has to do, with no problems, no over the lines, no disqualifications, and then he wins the gold medal. It must be the easiest gold medal from now on in, but it is theoretically possible he loses it. It's very, very, very unlikely, but you have to put it out there, you know. It looks light. There's Emma Wilson on the boat on the screens at the moment. It looks hot. It looks light. It doesn't look like we've seen the last couple of races. Georgina is online. She's in New Zealand, rooting for, Kiwi coach Aaron McIntosh. You've got to say, what a performance from him. 3 gold medals back to back. Best windsurfing coach out there? I don't know. It's got to be up there, isn't it? That definitely, that Dutch team, that men's Dutch team, have been put in the hours. I mean, Kieran Badlow, he had to win, didn't he? He took down Dorian, who's already got 2 gold medals. So you kind of like, there's a lot resting on him, and he did it with 1 race to spare. We got Revolt saying, what seems classy? It's going to be a pump fest. It looks horrible. I won't lie. It looks horrible. I mean, it's so gutting because the last couple of races, you know, the ones that haven't really been full televised and been pushed out into the media were really good races, full plane in RSX. It made the board look pretty good, I thought. You know, windsurfing, I think was looking up there, apart from holding that up all. But it looked good. And this is well, this is what we're trying to get away from, I think. I'm going to put it out there. I don't mind it. I don't mind a pump fest as long as there's a little bit of breeze and there's a little bit of consistency. If it's totally nothing, I saw, I don't know if you've been watching, but have you seen the laser radials? Oh, mate, there was some scenes from there yesterday, was it, where they were all rafting up. There was no wind. And I think the girl that was leading, she went into the last day with a 35-point lead, and it all ate away. She made mistakes. She tried to, cover the one boat, and then ended up having a penalty, had to retire, and it all went like the wheels came off the wagon. So let's see how she gets on today with Thomas. So let's get the party started. Yeah, well, the party is me at the moment. You've got me. So I've got the comments coming in, but it is just me. Hopefully Dorian and Antonio will join us. Like I say, he's probably got bed hair. It takes him a long time to get that hair under control in the morning. Charlene Picon, yeah, exactly. The lost support for the French. I mean, she's already got one gold medal, Charlene, so don't be greedy. Come on, Emma Wilson. What channel is it on? I would imagine the medal race, if you have got any sort of decent country out there, they should be showing a medal race. I would have thought. It's like the one race. If you're going to show one race, you show the medal race. So I would think on most TV out there, you should be getting it. Who else have we got? Phil McGain. Oh yes, we like it when Phil McGain tunes in. You know you're doing good. So just in case people don't know, medal race, only 10 riders make it. This isn't the whole Olympics. All week has been 20 odd riders racing. Medal race is top 10. So for a lot of people in that Olympics who maybe haven't got a medal shout, a goal would be to make the medal race, make mom and dad proud, because you're going to be on TV. Like I said, usually the medal race is screened most places around the world. So 10 riders in it, double points race. It's going to come down to 3 riders. Interesting to see. That must be the GPS tracker, or, you can tell if you're over the line early, and that is on every board. Be interesting to see if we can get that on the PWA one day. Love that. Imagine that. It would take any sort of line calls out of it. I think it must be on a GPS, I would guess, the line calls at the Olympics. What else have we got? Can we copy the live tracker? Yeah, the live tracker is on. I'll put the link in. Let me just help you guys out. It's a lot of squiggly lines at the moment, but I will put the link in the comments for anyone who's looking for it. And maybe it's already in, but I'll just put it in the tracker I've got. Hopefully that helps out a little bit. Phil, have you been to the Olympics? Has Phil been to the Olympics? It just feels like Phil might have been to the Olympics. I don't know. Although he's from New Zealand, so he's had some pretty tough opposition up there with Bruce and everyone else. 3 minutes. Is that what I'm seeing? 3 minutes until the start. This is coming quick. We are going to have a pump fest quicker than I thought right now. Let's have a quick look through the comments before I'm just going to whiz through. We have got a fair few people tuning in. I've missed a load of them. Whoa. Okay, so we got Dave Bell, we got Harry. Dave Bell, good to see. UK TV. I think BBC must be showing a medal race. Yeah, I think that's what's on the nose, on the bow. I think that is the GPS, I'm pretty sure. Techno is now a foiling class. Okay. I am getting up to date. We got morning. We got 2 minutes to go till the start. Got Jilva's tuning in. Oh, tell you what, there's a lot of tension here. Penny Wilson, obviously, Emma Wilson's mom has a gold medal. You've got to remember that. Surely this is going to spur her on for gold. Whatever happens, she's getting a medal. So what a legend. What else have we got? Come on, the Brits. Amy Carr tuning in. Barry Edgington, the coach. I mean, he's done pretty good as a coach, hasn't he? Barry Edgington, after his disappointment in the Olympics, he went into the Olympics. Anyone doesn't know, Barry Edgington, the coach of Emma Wilson, went into the Olympics, I think in Barcelona, won the world title, came in super skinny, and just the wheels came off his wagon, and he ended up having a disaster. So he's putting it right by coaching. It's like Gareth Southgate for England, maybe. This is going to be an absolute pump fest. 30 degrees. We got 1 minute to go. We've got about, what, 6 knots of wind? It looks horrible. Looks absolutely horrible. Come on, the Frenchies, says Phil. I'm going to whip through a few of these. We're getting there. 45 seconds on my clock, just so you can get in sync with what's going on here. We're going to have the GPS tracker. Geronimo, look out below. We got Joel Rodriguez. We got all the big guns coming in today. All righty, let's get this on. Right, let's have a look. Let's get this tracker. See if I can zoom you in a bit. Make sure we see what's going on. Oh, we've already started well up on the tracker. So I am miles behind on my Eurosport channel. I apologize for that, but that tracker is gone. It's definitely going quicker than I can see the guys on the screen. I mean, they're already pretty much at the windward mark on the tracker. So maybe I am just so far behind, but you can see, looks to me like Great Britain is looking good on the tracker. We're in second place. Looks very good, in fact. Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. Looks like we've got our man joining us. Dorian, how we going, dude?
Not bad, not bad. Thank you for letting me in and join you.
No worries, mate. Thanks for joining. So I was looking at one of the marks, which it looked like the windward mark, but it's obviously not the windward mark. It's obviously one of the gates or something, because on the tracker they are miles past that mark. If they have, they've overlaid it by a mile. So yeah, it's good. It looks like it's very close. Obviously, with 10 riders in it, we're not going to see maybe massive differences. Everyone seems to be going the same way. But as I say that, the Chinese shoe has just tacked off.
Yes, there you go. But hey, my fingers are crossed, and we're in the same boat, or we're on the same board. I put my money on. Who did I put my money on?
Emma Wilson, mate. Emma Wilson. Come on, the Brits. Come on. I mean, that looks light, doesn't it? When you're not even both feet on the rail pumping to try and get it. I don't know. You know more about RSX than me. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have to have your foot on the other side to get some sort of lured.
No, it's light. It's light. As soon as they can't put their feet in the straps, it's below 7, even below like 6 knots.
A sneaky little tack there from the Chinese, and she's tacked back. So I don't know if she felt some little shift, little gust, maybe just trying to get a bit more inside. It does seem to have helped, actually. She seems, I mean, just on the tracker, seems to have gained a little bit. Maybe the wind's moving a little bit.
Well, yeah, she maybe had a little, let's see what angle she's riding now. 53, 48. No, they're still left hand, but maybe she just needed a little clear air, because if you look back at the tracker, she was getting pretty tight with the Israeli girl, Katie. So she needed a little space for herself, and now she's getting back at it.
It's worked. She's just crossed in front on the tracker. So, and she's done 2 tacks extra. So something must have gone better. Otherwise, she's going pretty quick. Yeah. I say pretty quick. 3.5 knots to be precise.
It's the turtle and the hare today.
Yeah, he says, "Come on, Antonio, we miss you." He's trying to get his hair under control. It takes a while for Antonio in the morning.
Oh, I'm gonna grab my extra little so I can look at more screens.
Yeah, that's good, man. I'll tell you what, though, it is light right now, and it is all to play for. I mean, this is going to come right down to the wire. If you are just tuning in, I know I've already said this, but Chinese have just crossed in this type of wind, quite well ahead of the Brit. But she's let the Brit go. And that, in this type of situation, she's going. The Chinese have just tacked to cover. Interesting she let it go that far, to be honest. I thought she might bang one right on top, because all she has to do is finish ahead of Emma, But obviously she's got to keep an eye on the French. If the French finish, I think 2 places ahead of Xu from China, French will get it. She's just got to finish ahead of Emma Wilson or right behind her. So the Chinese should be sticking with Emma Wilson, but looking at the visuals, it looks like that. I don't like the look of it.
Not for Emma. No, she's not.
No. She's got a bit of sideways on. I don't know. It just looks like they've got on that inside track. And I'd like a nice shift from the right now, just to make things interesting. Yeah, China going well, actually. Didn't look like she started that good, but she's getting some momentum up in that middle bit now.
There we go. Now I'm set up. That's what I needed. Little tracker, a little bit of you, Ben, and a little bit of live stream.
Yeah. How do you reckon that tracker's looking at the moment? I mean, Emma's not looking good, I won't lie, but we know how things can change here. With this sort of breeze, any sort of, gust or puff of wind from one side or the other can change things dramatically.
Well, Emma on the tracker, Emma just tacked over to starboard and see what she can do to cross the girls, but she'll be crossing behind them. Yeah. And hopefully she can sniff out a little bit more of that left.
Yeah, she needs to. The problem is now she's in danger of just getting covered every time. Once you're in that position, it's kind of like chess, isn't it? You just get tacked on and sat on the whole way up, and then it is very difficult to maneuver. So I'd be surprised if they let it go. But they've got their own race on. Let's not forget that. At the moment on the tracker, we've got China in 3rd place, France in 4th, and Emma is dropping to 9th. And she's had to tack with them now. So it's not looking good for Team GB.
No, the middle didn't pay out for her, and you can see the right is actually paying out for Zocha, the Polish chick. She's leading. So, no, she's taking 3rd place at the moment for Emma.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Look at the angles on the French girl. You look at the tracker. There's definitely some sort of inside lift. So there is hope for the Brit. You never know. French though, look. I mean, Charlotte, she needs to finish 2 points. Well, 2 people in between her and Xu from China. At the moment on the tracker, 3rd and 4th. So she needs to find some people to slot in between.
Yeah.
She's got a really good angle, Charlene from France. I'm just looking at that tracker. She has just been climbing inside the Chinese and tacking inside as well.
Got a nice little high mode, but no, it's Socha going around first. Yeah.
So Cleopatra, I never know how to say that name, from Poland going around in first.
Yeah, we call her, you can call her Sofia or Zocha.
Okay.
She'll be all right with that.
Looks good though. Good mark rounding. That's what we wanted from Great Britain. Well, I mean, she's not in medal contention. There's only 3 pretty much riders in this medal contention. Chinese, French, British. And it is looking good for the Chinese and French right now. The French need to get some people in between. At the moment, there's 1 person in between. Hong Kong is in between France and China. So Charlene needs to find someone else to do her a favor and get in between the Chinese. If the Chinese and the French finish like this, France will take silver. China will take gold.
To move up 1.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's a good point. Yeah, she needs to overtake.
Then there will be 2 in between as well. So, and hopefully then Martha can keep the Hong Kong girl and herself in between.
This is close, and what you've got to remember is when they go around that bottom mark, which is still quite a long way off, there's 3 of them and they're going up that beat. Someone is going to go AWOL. They've got to go the opposite way. They have to. I mean, I would, if whoever is in 3rd place, in those 3 going around the bottom mark, you're going to want to see someone cut loose and just bang the one side and hope for the best. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's not the Olympic way.
Or somebody just going tick, 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 just
or playing every shift. Yeah, maybe.
We just want season action. That's what we're talking about.
Is it a lot? Is it really shifty on the course?
I think so. You can, there was enough to play for because the left paid out at the start, and then the right paid out a little later, and then it went back to the left. So for sure, there are some oscillations going on.
It's a good point. Someone just said in these conditions, RSX would beat the foil. What would you do for foiling in this? Would it just not happen? And that's the problem, maybe.
It's 5.7 knots, as it says on the tracker right there on the top left.
Yeah.
Guess what? We can get up in 5.7 knots.
Okay.
And if we can foil, we can race. Come on.
So you could do, it would be slalom, basically. That's what they would say, isn't it? Downwind.
It would probably not be even able to do slalom, but it would be a reach start. It's called bang in the corners, which Aaron came up with. And it's kind of like a triangle. So there wouldn't be too much of a like wind shadow, all that kind of stuff. And we also have a downwind race where it opens up the mark roundings a little bit. We've tried that with the last competition we had in Garda, and it worked really well.
Okay, well, just looking at the tracker, it's good news for the French because Charlene has moved up into 3rd place. China in 5th on the tracker. That would mean another gold medal for Charlene Picon if she can stay in that position with 2 people in between her. But that's not 2 people, is it, Ben? Sorry, there's only 1 person.
Right now, it's still Shu leading.
Oh my life! There's only 1. There's only 1 in between.
Yeah, it's looking really slim that person is actually gonna get in between there properly. So it's a fight
like
between
you say,
Lillian.
Can go ahead. She's got the extra motivation of a medal. You know, if there's anyone going to pump till their life depends on it, it's going to be Charlene Picon now because she's got Italian and Poland. She is right with them. And she is going for it. She has definitely got the motivation. I just have a feeling here. She's won 1 gold medal. She knows how to win it, and Dorian knows that. Once you've got 1, the second one must be easy. It's never
easy, big talk, but yeah.
Look at the difference on the gate at the bottom. Interestingly, split. China's gone right, but Charlene has gone round the other gate, but tacked on top. Now we've seen the Brit go round, and she should basically go left. That's what we're expecting. I'm not expecting her to tack and go with the French and the Chinese. It would be, there was no point in that. So we're probably going to see GBR go left, and everyone in Great Britain right now is going to hope that the wind goes left. On the forecast, it does go left, I think.
Does it?
I think.
I thought it was a prevailing right all day.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to add a bit of hope in here.
No, but it is good. It's Emma Lillian. So little Dutch courage on the side. Tacking over.
Oh, there's a couple of boards in between the French and Chinese right now. There is a couple of boards, and let's not forget, you know, Emma Wilson could come, get 1 person in between her and the Chinese and take the silver medal. You know, just because the gold is out at this moment in time, she is losing the silver medal to France.
Yeah.
You know, to whoever finishes at the moment.
China.
So
right now it's China.
At the moment. Yeah, but I mean, she's losing a medal right now. She came in silver medal position, and he's dropping back.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It's all right going far out the other side trying to get the gold, but it can also have different effects. But whatever happens, all 3 will get a medal. It'll be a successful games. If you'd have said you're going to get a medal guaranteed at the beginning of this competition, or you can do the whole competition and maybe you get silver or gold, would you take the bronze medal? That's a question for you guys out there.
Oh, that's a tricky one. Well, Emma's definitely trying to go as far as she can to the ley line. She just tacked over on the tracker, but she's way out there. You can see, yeah.
I have to say, on the tracker, she was looking good for a split second there. She was actually on the tracker ahead of the Chinese. So there is something happening. It actually looks like there's a little bit more breeze on the course right now. I mean, I'm not saying lots of breeze, but it looks like it's just.
Well, she's got a nice left-hander actually, because she's doing 45 degrees to the wind, and that's better than what the others are doing. They're all around 50. Excuse me.
Yeah, it looks to me on the tracker, something looks good. There's hope. Come on. This is really terrible commentary. Come on, it's a worldwide channel. We're obviously supporting everyone, but we're a bit biased.
No, she's climbing up a little bit.
It's not all over, that is for sure. We've got this little bit of the upwind left and then one downwind leg, and then it's all over. Such a shame it's kind of happened in these conditions. We wanted to see full planing. You can see on the main screen now, Emma Wilson coming across, and Pecan just tacking right in front of her, just covering her. She's going to need a shift to the left because nothing else is going to work now.
But they got the Chinese girl right now.
Yeah.
Emma is looking for silver. She's moving up in the world.
Come on,
too far to the right. She's 7th. That's not good.
No, on the tracker, it doesn't look good for the Chinese. It looks very good for the French and very good for Emma Wilson. I mean, on the tracker, she's moved up to 3rd place, which would be a hell of a upwind. Will it stay like that? It looks good, doesn't it? She's climbing all the time like that wind. Like I said, the wind's going left, mate.
It went left. There's just more wind on the sides. So there she goes. Who's coming in hot?
The Chinese has had a terrible upwind.
Yeah,
really has. She's tried to play that middle. She's tried to stay away from the French, but at the same time, she's lost ground.
Oh, so much.
But look at Charlene Pecan. She's going to go around in 1st place. Like I said, she has got so much to gain, but this is looking really good for Great Britain right now to secure that silver medal. This is where you want to be ahead in the 2nd upwind. The 1st upwind doesn't mean much. The 2nd upwind is big. Charlene Pecan already gone round in 1st place. She will guarantee herself a gold medal if she finishes ahead of the Brit. But it's a great mark from Emma Wilson. She needs one person in between her. Who has got it, though? Who is going to be motivated to get in between her and Emma Wilson? Chinese is going right round, right behind her.
She got in there. Look at it go.
Oh, she has just put a hell of a pump of thumbs together there. She needs Sophia to finish in between her. Oh, man, this is going to come right down to it.
If China stays like this, nothing's going to change, Ben. This is I predicted. There's no way.
I know, but come on.
1, 2, and 3.
They've got the most motivation, haven't they? Who else is motivated for this medal race? No one is going to be as motivated as the medalists themselves. And they're finishing 1, 2, 3 by the looks of it. They are driven on. Oh, but you've got to feel right now. I mean, you never know. You never know. The Italian is making good ground down this side.
No.
Emma Wilson from Great Britain needs the Polish rider or the Italian to slip in between her and the Chinese. Would it be a good idea? I know this is not sportsmanlike conduct. Would it be a good idea to slow down, force some sort of, I don't know, protest?
If you play by the rules, anything is allowed. It's the Olympic Games. I've seen people trying to take out other people.
She's got nothing to lose right now. She is getting a bronze medal. If it finishes like this, France will get gold, China will get silver, Britain will get bronze. Could she slow down, force her out to the sides, let one of them come in and then try and out-pump the other person to get someone in between?
Yeah, It is extremely hard, though, to put people in between races, like in between you and the opponent in races like this is very difficult.
But you've got nothing to lose. You've got a
No.
bronze medal. You can't
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah.
You've got to try. Come on. You got to try. I'm just dirty, aren't I? That's just the shocker. Oh no. Come on. You've got to try something. Add a bit of excitement to the end of this race. Some sort of, I know the sailors would do it. There's no way Ainsley would just settle for bronze right now. I remember he sailed, was it Robert Scheiter, is it, from Brazil, out the course area, at some event. It was kind of crazy. Ruthless. But there we go. It is going to be gold for France, a double gold medal.
Yeah.
He won gold at the last Olympics. Charlene Picon from France. What a race she's had. She has been solid all week. She had a bit of a wobble in the breeze. I say a wobble, but the other two girls came on strong, but she stayed in there and she has just smashed this medal race. And there we go. Great Britain is going round in second, China in third. She is going to need to maybe cause a 360. I mean, that would be the plan, to slow down. It would be, surely. You've got to slow down, let the Chinese have a go, cause an interference, and then that would be it. Another, I don't know, you've got to try. But Charlene Picon from France, what a great race from the French, you've got to say. Really thoroughly deserved. Look at the lead she's got. And there she goes. Another gold medal for France. Impressive stuff. And now we've got the fight behind. She has a look over her shoulder to see what is going on.
It's not a gold medal.
But no, actually, what am I on about? No.
What are you going on about?
I'm losing it. I'm not. I'm talking absolute rubbish because the Chinese is one place behind. Oh, my God. Good job. I'm not commentating on the BBC. It's a disaster. I'm totally talking about like China gets the gold medal. I kept thinking it was the other way around. Oh, God.
Look at it.
Watch along.
Right, too.
My BBC career would never happen. It's over.
And you've got all the numbers right in front of you, too.
Xu from China. I mean, she has worked so hard. Third place she finishes. That means she gets the gold medal. France gets the silver and bronze to Great Britain. So we've had a total shuffle around in second and third, but gold medal, she had to put it together. I'm so surprised there wasn't even a little bit of shimming around on that last reach. I thought we might see something.
The last reach is nothing.
No, but can't you slow down when they try and overtake you? You luff them up. Is that not a thing?
It's so hard. It's really hard. And it's a little bit unsportsmanlike. But hey, it is the game, so you can do what you want. As long as you abide within the rules.
Well, if you did just tune in for the worst commentary known to man on the watch along, the Chinese have won the gold medal. I'm getting carried away. I had the Brits so firmly in my head, I kept thinking it was one place in between. But no, obviously, need to finish 2 places. But there we go. All 3 of them get a medal. I mean, there's got to be there's no better feeling than that. Going into the medal race, guaranteed of a medal. I mean, that must be a hugely nice relief. You know, we're not going to see that in the men. Let's just put it that way. Someone will be missing out on the medal. So maybe we're going to be seeing some tears. It's going to be a quite emotional affair, but great racing all week from the Chinese. She actually started the week not well. Had a last place.
25.
She was counting. 25, yeah. I mean, she come through really well in the end.
25th in race 3. And after that, she had only 2 bullets in the whole series, but a lot of second places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 second places. That's solid. Real nice consistency there.
There's a few people saying I should go back to school. You're right. I'll be honest. I was just thinking about the Brit. I'm doing the full bias commentary. I totally forgot. But there we go. That's the fist pump on Eurosport from Xu from China. Gold medal. I mean, all 3 of them in that medal race. Now you look back, you realise that was going to happen. You know, in those light wins with that motivation, no one can have that much motivation as the medalists. And that just didn't work out for Emma Wilson, but a great bronze medal for Emma. I'm sure, like I said before, in that scenario, would you take a bronze medal guaranteed before the Olympics? Or would you just, if someone said you can take a bronze now or you can fight it out all week with the best girls in the world, and maybe get a gold, maybe get a silver, would you take the bronze? Now, I don't know. There'll be a few people out there saying, no way. Dorian, I mean, you were...
I know.
I mean, you won the gold, so you're going to go no. But
No.
it's interesting. If you speak to a guy who finished 4th before, like Mishka, I think he'd definitely take bronze. Most people would probably take a medal.
Yeah, I guess so.
She's going to feel bad right now, but in a few minutes, she's going to feel really happy. There's mixed emotions, isn't it? You've lost silver in the last race and ended up with bronze, but you've won a medal in the Olympics. Yeah. It's a very difficult emotional battle, I would think, because I think anyone that's gone up a medal, like Charlene, she went from bronze to silver, she's going to feel super happy. She missed out on gold, but she's gone up.
Wow, she was hitting the boom when she crossed the finish. You know, it was so close, Ben. Come on, if it's that close, you're still gonna be pissed at the finish.
Yeah,
but I know once you're on the stage, you've realized where you're at. You've got the medal. You might be a little bit more happy. But
Shu from China. I mean, I've got to say, halfway through the week, I wasn't calling that. I've got to say, I know you guys were. You know her. I actually don't know much about her, but she is a bit of a machine racing. When she put her head down, I think I actually said it. When she had that last place, she could just go full on, and she did. Since that race, she just went like Dorian did. It almost like focused her more. And she just went into kind of turbo
Dorian,
drive.
or are you talking about Kieran?
Kieran, my God. I tell you what, I'm definitely never going to make the BBC.
You will have to buy Kieran a lot of beers next time you see him.
Oh, you're going to hate me. Like I said, I'm going to retire from commentary. I'm going to just do watch-alongs. I can make mistakes. Oh, jeez.
You're only human.
There we go. I thought the BBC said France has the gold. Yeah, maybe they were doing the same thing as me. You get carried away with the Brits and then you forget what's going on. I hope so. Maybe there is a chance.
Yeah.
Good race, though. Silver medal, a gold and a silver. What is she doing now? Is she going to do RSX? Is she going to retire? Is she going to do a Dorian? How old is she?
I have no idea. Also, that I do not know, but maybe our Chinese experts will know, either Tom or JP Tobin. They know to find details about that. It's not that old though, still young enough.
Young enough, exactly. Like I say, 2 gold medals. What is the record for medals in the Olympics? Is it Alexandra Sensini? I think she's got a hell of a lot of medals.
So, yeah, I think you're on there. Yeah.
I know Barbara Kendall had a lot, but I think I mentioned it in one video, like, oh, Barbara's got the most medals. Or no, I think I mentioned Dempsey because he got 3. And in the men, I think that is the most. But in the women, it was Barbara. And then someone went, hang on, you forgot about Alexandra. I was like, oh, God, yeah, because she has really smashed it.
Well, maybe we need to do a little Google.
As Ricky Bobby once said, if you're not first, you're last. That's how the Chinese think. But good racing. I mean, it's a shame it wasn't a windy race. It is a shame. I would love to have seen full-blown, full windy stuff, because these girls have been racing really well in the wind. Well, equally in the light winds, as we just seen it in the medal race. Top 3, it's the top 3 going for the medals. British flags are up. You got to celebrate a medal.
Yeah, Alessandra Sensini. I just did a little Google because I wasn't, I got to get the facts straight. 4 games, 4 medals.
4 games, 4 medals. I mean, that's impressive, isn't it?
And Barb's had 3.
Yeah, Dempsey 3.
Dempsey 3.
You 2 golds. Is a gold worth more than another medal? Has it work in the medal count?
Oh yeah, it does.
We do one in Great Britain where you get different points for different medals. I guess it could even be like 3 for gold, 2 for silver, 1 for bronze, and they add them up at the end of the week.
No, exactly like that. It's if you go into the medal counters for the games, you can get away. I'm not sure what the exact thing is, but 1 gold is worth more than 2 silvers. Sorry, Nick.
Okay. Just chucking it in there. Charlie Peak on Eurosport right now. She is happy with that. Silver medal. I mean, that's a pretty solid week. Greta's saying, yeah, 1 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze. That's a hell of a record. And she was pretty devastating on the fun board stuff as well, you know, and in the waves and in the indoor. All round bit of a legend, Sensini.
Not
and
just
Candy,
a pony.
yeah, we got Camboni later on. Can he start the next Italian wave of medals? He's got a chance. He's right in there. He's young enough. And he's been the one that has benefited the most from the later games, I would say. I mean, like I said, I haven't followed the RSX super closely, but for me, he's a name that's come through in the last years. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, he's been more consistent the last couple of years. Somebody else mentioned this the other day, like, oh, you made huge steps. And as for his personal development, yes, he has made fairly large steps. He's been much more consistent. He's absolutely ripped, like just a rowing machine. However, I always have to say, like, it is the games. There's only one of each country, and RSX is not Olympic anymore, and there's a lot less people doing it than that there used to be. So it thinned out. It doesn't take away the quality of the top guys, but it's easier to get back into that top bit, just like during the games.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. Very interesting. I'm just putting the next.
Oh, you found out how to do that, huh?
It took me a while. I actually still haven't found out. I'm just copying the link that Antonio sent me the other day. When does the men start, actually?
It was supposed to be at 11:30 my time, so that's in
7.
half an hour.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still on the beach. Actually, is there movement? No, they're just
movement. There ain't much movement.
No, they're lying there, and you can go to see them all lined up next to each other on the dry dock.
Look at that. That's got to be such a good feeling. I mean, you'll know what that feeling's like. What is it like coming back to the beach when you've obviously won?
No, it's nice. You like in Rio, obviously, and here now there's a little bit of support staff that you can get some waves from and smiles. But going past the beach, for my example, for myself in Rio was super fun. And normally there's, maybe my parents were watching or somebody else's parents were watching, but a really big crowd with like people with air horns and flags. You hardly see that. So yeah, a different experience.
Yeah, that's the thing with windsurfing. You very rarely get that. If anyone's ever competed in silt, maybe that's as good as it gets in the windsurfing world. You've got people lining the beach. It's crazy. And the indoor's just a crazy one as well, but the fans are so loud. It's not really got the same thing. But the Olympics, I mean, winning a medal and then going back to the team, I don't know. How does it work? Like in the sailing world, are you just in the sailing group or you're mixing with all the other athletes? How does that work?
It depends where the village is. So in Rio, we had the sailing was right in the city, but Weymouth, everything was outside London, right? So you're only with the other sailors and you obviously the support staff and all the people that help with the boats, but yeah, no random other athletes around.
Can you go to the other Olympic village? It's like if you go, do you just get like a pass and you're like hanging out with Usain Bolt and stuff?
Well, normally that's where all the formalities are and all the other like the houses and the ceremonies. So you would always travel to the main Olympic village. So we were in the satellite village from Weymouth, and then you would go to London with a bus and do the round, shake the hands, and go watch some sports and party.
Yeah, I've heard the parties are pretty intense, and I can see that because sometimes after World Championship it gets pretty loose. But I can imagine after the Olympics, after 4 years of training, maybe I've heard a few stories, like I said, from the volleyball teams and all this. It was like ridiculously off the hook. I would imagine like a fly on the wall camera for that. 4 years of training.
There's parties everywhere, and it is kind of funny because it's just like, all right, where do we want to go tonight? And if you're lucky and you have a medal in your possession and you put it on, you get in everywhere as well. So it's good.
And someone said there's a McDonald's in the Olympic Village.
Yes, there is. And it's free, right? So I got a good story for you here. We came back after one night partying, and we were sleeping in the Olympic Village. And obviously, after a big night out, what do you want to go and eat? McDonald's. So we went to McDonald's, and they had these really big tumble things with the menus on there. And we came inside, and as we were like lining up to order hamburgers, chicken nuggets, like milkshakes, all the evening stuff, they turned around and said, oh, hang on one moment, turn around, and spun the wheel to Mac breakfast. And we were like, boo, boo, turn the thing back. And the lady and the guy were standing behind the counter. I was like, oh no, we really shouldn't. And then one of the big boys climbed up on the counter and spun it back himself. Like, we want hamburgers, come on. In hindsight, maybe a little bit embarrassing, but at the time it was a great idea, and we got what we wanted.
You don't get that on the BBC, you see. Oh, brilliant. There's a couple of questions coming. I'm just going to answer them. Where did Emma Wilson come? Unfortunately, had a solid race, actually. Came back really strong. In the end, finished second, which was kind of the worst position due to everyone else around her. Actually, a solid race. Same with Charlene, first place. But with China in third, it means China kept the gold. So fair play. Shu just kept it together. I thought she'd lost it up that second beat. And then she just pumped like absolute crazy on that starboard tack ley line. Got into the mark just behind them, worked her socks off down that last run, and she was in contention. And she knew if she finished third, I mean, she'd obviously probably worked it out. As long as Emma didn't win and she finished third, it was gold for China. She worked it out better than me, that's for sure. What else have we got? Where is Dorian now, says Pavel.
At home?
He's in LA.
Yeah.
LA. He's living the big life now. 2 gold medals.
Hollywood. I live in Hollywood. That's what 2 medals get you.
Daddy daycare. Retired.
Yeah, here we go. You saw it earlier.
It looked quite fun to me. I'll be getting. Actually, there was a question earlier. I'm just going to answer this because I'll tell you what, this is very easy to answer. What's your secret to non-stop energy and enthusiasm? I'm a big windsurfing fan, like genuinely. I can honestly say we're not getting paid for this stream, and hats off to Dorian for joining us. There's no big money coming from Windsurfing.TV. Windsurfing.TV is just us guys getting together and going, well, some of the commentary seemed pretty boring and lame this week. Let's just do something with a bit more fun to it. And someone who's just genuinely interested in windsurfing, because I think it makes a big difference. Like, no disrespect to the commentators. I think they do a great job, but they're never going to be as interested as a windsurfer who's done it, who knows the guys. It's just not the same feel, I don't think. So that was kind of the reason for doing it. So, yeah. And a massive thanks to everyone who chips in the beer money, because that does help motivate to do these things. Because you think, well, if people are watching it, okay, we'll do it. If there'd be no one watching, we wouldn't be doing it. That's for sure.
I see the first board hitting the water in the harbor on the GPS tracker. So there is movement. Hopefully they'll come out quickly so I can go to bed and I don't need to stay up all night.
Yeah, okay. Well, we got a couple of questions coming in. What's the course setup for the IQ foil? Obviously, this is the last games for the RSX, so we won't be seeing this again. We will be seeing the IQ foil, who we've seen some interesting stuff from them this week. Future Fly releasing a board. We've seen FMX Racing, I think, releasing a board as well, which is a really good sign of things to come. I think means there's brand sponsorship on the horizon. You might want to sponsor Kieran Badlow, and you want him on your boards. It's exactly the same design. Whether it's the same construction, I'm not entirely sure on that yet. I think that's ongoing. I don't know.
Well, it's made in the factory. that is, for example, that makes all the future fly boards, but the layup of the boards is supposed to be the same. So in theory, it's all the same, just a different paint job.
Okay. I'm just going to clear this up. Emma, we saw Emma Wilson. She finished with the bronze medal. Charlene Pigon from France, silver medal, and Xu from China got the gold. Charlene is on Eurosport now, giving some high fives. She looks very happy, obviously, going up a medal today. I'm sure Emma Wilson will be equally happy, but she might feel a little bit, but a medal is a medal. There is no doubt about that. Don't say that to Dorian. What else have we got? IQ is still cheaper than other things from Georgia, other Olympic classes, and that's true. It's the cheapest sailing class. You know, people give the windsurfing, oh, it's expensive, it's whatever, but it is the cheapest sailing class. So it is the entry to some of the smaller nations into sailing, which I think is a big thing. We've seen really good turnout in Lake Garda for the youth and junior worlds. It's not cheap. It isn't cheap, is it? The IQ foil setup, but it's not expensive relatively.
No, if you listen, if you buy any other normal competitive board, like the equivalent of the IQ foil of any other production brand, it will be more expensive. Yeah.
No, got you. Apparently,
simple as that.
Antonio apparently is coming.
Oh, that was Christmas, Antonio.
Oh, it sounds windy then. It's very windy.
Yeah, so I'll mute my mic when I'm not talking. But that we've got there's an Olympic festival down here in Scheveningen, and we've got hundreds of supporters on the other side of the circuit thing. But yeah, not the best view.
Well, if you get out the wind, I think we might have some good atmosphere from over there. Obviously, they're going to be cheering for Kieran Badlow to sail a nice, safe race. So let's see how that goes, because that will be coming up, well, very shortly, in about 15 minutes' time.
Yeah, we'll see. He's still on the beach right now. He's moving with half a knot of speed.
Sounds good. Is my tracker lined up?
Yeah, his toes probably just got wet. Let's see what they got on the stream. On the stream, he's just about to move out.
What's that? What do you reckon of that? Dorian comeback in IQ foil for Paris.
Oh, yeah, totally. No, thank you. It's okay. I am my ego is fulfilled. I'm happy with the stuff that I have. I know what it takes to be successful in an Olympic sport, and
you sacrifice a lot, don't you? I mean, people don't realize that. I mean, even just windsurfing at a professional level, just a normal windsurfer, you sacrifice a lot of other things, which people probably take for granted. But when you're on the road 24/7 and you're building up for competitions, I mean, even just at my level, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's, you're not stuck in one place. I like to have I like to go into my garage and grab the stuff that I want and not be like, oh, hang on, I couldn't bring that this trip because I had too much already, and I had to sacrifice something. So, and obviously all your dearest people, your loved ones that you will have to miss for longer times. You miss weddings, you miss funerals, you miss celebrations because you're on the road. Simple as that. And I'm happy now to be not missing out on a lot of things. So,
yeah.
But, also seeing all the guys, they're already pushing hard with that IQ stuff. And I'm not sure if I would be able to keep up with the boys.
Yeah, I mean that's the impressive thing when you see guys and girls that have been in the scene for a long time. Bjorn Dunkerbeck was one of them. How he stayed motivated until the end. When you've done what he's done and you've won all those things, it's massive credit to those guys who can keep that sort of intensity or whatever up. It's Antoine Albeau is the same. How do you get motivated every year to keep delivering? It's impressive, I have to say. It's really, really impressive. And I think this lockdown has been a very big eye-opener for a lot of guys And I think we've seen the retirement of a lot of guys. I know, I'm not going to mention about the girls because I don't speak to them as much, but a lot of the guys I know, I think, have seen the other side of life and gone, actually, not traveling around the world with all those bags and and it's kind of almost speeded up the process where they were kind of stuck in this loop. And this kind of pulled them out the loop, showed them the other life of normality, maybe, which everyone takes for granted. And you go, oh, it's actually not that bad. I mean, Ross Williams, for one, he's obviously still a keen windsurfer, still doing a lot of stuff, but, he's settling into life. He's got, kids. I'm sure he's still going to compete. I'm not saying.
That will do to you, Ben. Kids. So,
exactly.
Watch out.
Watch out. Did they just pop out? Watch out.
Watch out for kids.
So we just got on Eurosport at the moment, Emma Wilson talking to Shu. They look in good spirits. Bit of a thumbs up.
No,
I mean, it's interesting to see how heavy are the girls. I mean, what are we talking kilos wise? Is this super light, like 50s or 60s?
55 to 60, 55. I believe. Yeah. That was like 58, 58s. Yeah. Because they still gotta keep the board on the water when it gets planing, and it's 8.5. I mean, it's not a huge rig, but it doesn't really bend that well. So you got to put a little bit of force and weight into it to get the flex out of the mast.
Yeah, totally. Antonio, it looks cold over there, mate. Boiling over here in Portugal.
Yeah, I can't say it's amazing conditions. I think it's 25 knots. I'm on the beach, so this whole festival, all the medal winners, when they come back here and they're celebrated here. I mean, all the athletes, I think. And so the beach is really like 50 meters away. It's massive. Perfect weighing conditions, actually. It must be 25, 30, and some big waves. If you've been here before, it can get quite nice.
Okay, I got a question. Are we going to see winging in the Olympics?
Yeah, I would like that.
You know what? I think so. I mean, maybe not for 28, but definitely 32. If you asked me that like 6 months ago, I'd been like, no, you're joking. But it's taken off.
One design, Antonio?
Yeah, one design.
What design? Exactly. But you know what it looks like to me? When I see them, and I've seen them racing on the rigs we've got at the moment, the inflatable rigs, it looks like Optimus racing. There's like really short, small, and everyone's. It's kind of. I think I can see it happening. I really can. But the problem, I think, what will happen is they will advance the wings so much they will probably kill the fun side of it, and it will get really super serious, which is not a bad thing. But I think it's kind of funny at the moment with the inflatable stuff. But you're going to see full-on proper wings of I don't know, fixed
like
wings.
windsurf sails, you mean?
Well, exactly what happened to windsurfing. We started off with these.
They'll look like windsurf sails. They would do. It's called windsurfing. It's already invented, Ben. Don't put anybody on an idea. Stop ruining the fun for everyone. All right.
I hope it doesn't go that way. I really do. Just to let you know, I will be in Silver Planet 2 weeks' time. We'll be doing the IQ Foil World Championships. So that will be interesting. And this is a question because I genuinely don't know. I think I know, but I'm guessing all the guys are at the games and the girls are at the games. They're not going to go to Silver Planet, are they? Or are they?
Some of them might.
Okay. Are we going to see Aaron McIntosh, for example?
No, he won't come out of New Zealand for a good year, I would think.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. Is he just into hibernation now?
Yeah.
If you are just joining us, I'm just going to give you a quick update. We have done the women's medal race so far. We had a 1, 2, 3 for all the girls that could have won a medal. Unfortunately, it was the wrong order for Emma Wilson. She slipped from silver medal position to bronze, but equally massive, winning a medal at the Olympic Games. Charlene Picon actually won the medal race, but didn't have enough places in between her and Shu from China to take the gold. So she goes for silver. So she's got now a gold and a silver. And Shu from China did enough to hang on. She finished in 3rd in that medal race, but it still meant she took home the gold medal. So just a quick update on that. We have the men's class starting in about 10 minutes time. There's not much wind. It's a proper pumpathon out there. But
it actually picked up a knot.
Okay. And not, yeah. But it makes a big difference, that not. It makes maybe, you know, a shift or something has bigger consequences, maybe.
Well, there will be some players that are going to come and rock up to the front of the track or the field. And Matteo Lanz, the Swiss guy, who was really good at the beginning of the regatta, you know, he might be able to scooch onto the front. Angel, the Spanish kid, he might be able to come a little further to the front. And Yoav, you know, he's a powerhouse from Israel. He's got enough power to pump his way in between some people. So in a way, for the guys to be competing, this is kind of a better condition to find and to fill up the gaps.
Yeah, and there'll be a few people wanting to prove themselves. Maybe they've had a bad week and they think, okay, the medal race, everyone's watching. I'm going to finish the games on a bang. I haven't got a medal, but I want to win that medal race. Have they got the same motivation as the medalists? Maybe not, but there's less to lose. So maybe they can race a bit freer. The guys who are in medal conditions, they've got other people and they've got to try and cover. They've got to try and tactically outsmart their opponent. So it will be a different race.
No, for sure. There's plenty to play for, and I'm curious what's gonna happen. You know, it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
I have a question, or I haven't got a question actually. Stephen's got a question. How does the IQ foil board sail with a fin?
Not too bad. I mean, it's not a dream. It's not made to sail with a fin, but you can survive with it. You can go up and downwind. And Antonio, have you tried it with the fin yet?
Yeah, I have. I definitely like it with the foil. I like it with the foil a bit better. I mean, it's there just for survival. You know, the reason we put that in that package was just so that if it got really uncontrollable, especially at the beginning, while people were still using to learn the foil, then we could still race. You know, but I imagine we'll do away with that fin pretty quickly. I don't think we'll ever see it, even now.
Yeah. Well, interesting. I got just a comment there that says, I think the IQ4 is too expensive. Target price should be under 2,000 euros. I mean, that's pretty hard to get under 2,000 euros.
What's it going to be made out of? Cardboard?
Yeah, that's the thing. There's certain things that you can't get cheaper. I don't know. It's obviously not cheap. But in the sailing classes, it's not expensive. And we all know, we're not trying to kid ourselves. Windsurfing is not a poor man's sport. It's just not. There's no way of dressing it up. You are not going to be an Olympic windsurfer unless you've got a bit of money in the first place. You need to have the gear. You know, you need to get into it. You need to get to the beach. You need to have access and all these things. It's just not. That's just how it is. And that's just the reality of it. Like, you're not going to take up 49er sailing. You know, it's just how it is. You're going to do something else. So I think, like I say, we can dress it up as many different ways as we want, but the price to an Olympic athlete between 2,000 and 3,000 or even 4,000 or whatever it is, it probably shouldn't make a difference. And if you look at PWA slalom, it's the same thing. You're not going to be just accidentally getting into that. You have to have a bit of money backing you up. Just the reality of it. What we got? Anyone can post the link to the men's medal race. Well, we're watching it. I keep saying this, but we're watching it on Eurosport. I think Discovery Plus, if you're in the UK, 100%. It should be on BBC because we have interest in both medal races. So I'd be very surprised. So you could even use a VPN, although they're cracking down on that whole VPN stuff now. But I guess iPlayer should show it. But I don't know. Maybe you guys in the comments can let people know where they can watch it. Obviously, we can't watch it. We've tried to show it earlier in the week and got banned instantly. It was scary how quickly it got banned. We played it. Banned. It was like, oh, okay, we can't do that then. So yeah, we got southeast signage. It's a shame there isn't more wind. I would agree. But as I think Antonio said yesterday, Tom maybe has a better chance if it's like this rather than a little bit more, because a little bit more, if you're a lighter sailor, that little bit more makes a huge difference. When you've got no wind and it's just a pumpathon, the bigger guys can actually do all right. But maybe the boys can give me a bit of extra info on that.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, Dorian will be able to tell you better than I can, but as soon as you get sort of 7-8 knots, you can start to get on the centerboard, on the rail and stuff, and that's when the weight really punishes you, So Matteo, just before it's railing and when it's railing is just so much faster than everyone because of the weight. You just get up on the centerboard and you're gone. But before that, you can kind of throw your weight around, and it's not so much a power weight anymore. It's just a power thing. I don't know.
No, it is. The big guys will just have more horsepower. So, and then everybody thinks about the same amount of, hold back with the wind. So then it comes down to endurance and horsepower and not to the amount of pop you can create, because you don't get on the rail on the dagger board.
Okay, interesting comment here from Richard. How tactical is foiling versus, old school longboard racing?
Exactly the same, but foiling goes a lot faster. So you have to think quicker, maneuver quicker, and act quicker.
Yeah, I mean, just for anyone who's never foiled before and has been on the longboard, I mean, I grew up doing longboard racing, and there's a feeling you get, which the young guys who've never done longboard racing won't know, but on the rail. So when you've got both feet in the beating straps and you're on the centerboard and you're railing upwind, it's a nice cruisy feeling. It's almost like foiling. I mean, the comparison is more similar than you would imagine, because it's just a smooth, easy feeling. On the foil, reaching and downwind is a bit more scary, but the upwind feeling of locked against the foil, you rock the board, and it just feels really nice. If you ever want to do any long distance, sailing on the foil, locked in upwind is super comfortable.
It's a joy.
It's a joy, but it is, isn't it? Upwind is a joy. It's like downwind is a bit more sketchy, and you've got to keep your wits about you. But on the upwind, you just lock in and just press off the foil, lock that board over, and it's a really cool feeling.
Oh, this is a good question. Are you allowed to? So you can't take any foot straps off. You have a minimal amount of foot straps.
Okay, and you have to have them on at all times.
Yeah, a certain amount. 6. Yeah.
Okay, well, if you don't know, I definitely don't know.
Oh, come on. It's definitely 6. How do you not know that?
3 on each side.
Yeah, so there we go. Snags, they saying, windsurfing, you can definitely get stuff in the secondhand market. I'm talking about normal windsurfing is really, I think, people complain. I mean, I'm not going to say this out loud because obviously I'm sponsored, so it's much easier for me. But, there is a lot of good secondhand gear now. Windsurfing, after the last couple of years, I would say, a lot of the gear is really good. And you can pick up some crazy secondhand bargains that will, in theory, happen over time with the Olympic class. At the moment, obviously, it's really hard to get hold of gear, so the prices are still very high. But in theory, after a few years, there will be more things coming available, and it's going to be interesting how it goes. Actually, would you want to own it after some of the Olympians have been on it? I don't know, because they treat their gear pretty harshly. So you got to choose who you buy your gear off, and that.
Yeah, but a board would be fine. Foil, a fast mast, or a couple of wings, just little bits and pieces here and there. A boom will be fine. The sails, they stretch and they wear and they tear over time. So, but if you're just getting into it and you're getting like an old training rig from someone, it's fine. Yeah,
I would say so too. I think you can definitely get into it. It is the cheapest sailing sport to get into, but this is the best in the world. This is the best in the world. We can't have cheap plastic gear that moves, because the tolerances also get less. The less you spend and the cheaper it is, the tolerances are worse, and then it's not as fair. So I think there has to be a level of quality there, which costs money. That's just it. People have to get paid. If it was your job to make it or to whatever, there has to be some money to be made on it. I mean, there's different points of view on all that. It sounds like, the iPlayer ladies race is on there. So BBC have obviously showing the medal races. Pip said he's off to go raceboarding today. There we go. Proper windsurfing. Are we going to see a comeback? There's still quite a few guys doing the race, but I keep seeing Joel Rodriguez, who used to race with me on the IMCO, and Ivan, I think it is. There's quite a few people who still do the raceboard series or the Worlds or the Europeans and stuff. So there is still a raceboard scene out there, which is interesting. You know, I'm quite far removed from that at the moment, but people are still making sales. I think Loft are making raceboard sales and people. What is the price of IQ foil kit? It's a good question. I actually don't know.
Tony knows. Tony.
Well, dude, it's vaguely around 6,700 euros, I think. I'm not sure if that's tax or not. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's only marginally more than the RSX was.
Okay. And interestingly, you know, that gear, you have to remember, if you're a normal person, not racing in the Olympics, that gear, which is really quite cool. I said this to a friend actually the other day. It's like, it's not going to get outdated. You know, it's not like they're bringing out, well, they do bring out new stuff every year, but the whole design and everything is going to stay the same. So it's not a bad, I'm not going to say investment, but in theory, it should retain a certain price to a certain degree.
It will.
But better than retaining the price, you know, like you said, it's not going to be outdated in the sense that you're going to have hundreds of people on it for the next 4 to 8 years. So it's got longevity in that sense.
Yeah, and you can then, I think this was what happened because, you know, the RSX was not, no disrespect, but maybe a little bit of disrespect to it. It wasn't some gear that people kind of aspired to be on. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to save up my money and buy an RSX. It was like, I'm going to do an Olympic campaign. I need one. Whereas the IQ foil, I feel, has got this. I actually would like to be on foil gear. Do I buy the latest and greatest and compete, you know, in a kind of arms race, so to speak, or do I buy the Olympic stuff and maybe race at not an Olympic level, but at a club level on other guys with the same gear? This could happen. You know, I really think there could be classes below the Olympic class, which are not people going for the Olympics, but just want to be on the same gear as a mate and don't want to be buying the newest, greatest foil every year. They want to know they're going to buy this and be competitive.
Well, with this equipment, you can finally beat that one rich guy at the club that always has the newest equipment.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're going to see it. I really do. I think you're going to see it.
You really are.
And when I say this, and this is why I'm kind of excited about other brands bringing out an IQ foil board, you know, this is, if everyone gets involved with that, I mean, Starboard are going to do very well because I guess they get royalties off every board sold. I can see it being a huge class. Like, I really can. I think it's going to be one where kids, you know, step into sailing. They look at the options. IQ foil is going to be right up there with all the top foiling boats and everything. It's a cheaper entry. It's a more exciting entry. And it's fun. Like, everyone I spoke to that came off the RSX last year, you know, after the Olympic campaigns didn't go well or they didn't make it, and they jumped on the IQ foil. I saw them in Silver Planner. The smile on their faces, even when they lost, was massive. They were like, you know, having amazing, exhilarating racing just from being on the board. You know, the RSX is sort of a, if you win, it feels amazing. You've worked hard. Whereas the IQ foil, if you win, it feels amazing. But also riding the blooming thing is fun. From what I've heard, I haven't actually been on one yet. So that
you haven't been on one, Ben.
Well, I was saving it for a video because I actually don't do much foil windsurfing. I haven't done any for a long, long time. And I kind of want to just jump on an IQ foil kit, you know, from cold and kind of give my first impressions of it. And it could be a fun video. I've got this new camera now with a good microphone for the water. And it might be a bit deafening because I have a feeling it's going to be a few shrieks, if that's the right word.
It will be fun. You have foiled before though, right?
I've foiled before, but you know, excuse me. You know what? I learned to jibe and then I kind of put it away. And then it's not been my go-to. You know, Simmer don't do much foiling gear. They've only just started doing stuff and there's not racing gear. So I kind of have like a free ride foil. I've never been on a racing foil. And I would say if I got back on now, the chance of me jibing first time would probably be very slim, because, you need to get your seesaw feeling back with the feet and pressures and all that stuff. So I have a feeling I'll be absolutely terrible. But I'm really keen to give it a go.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just to go back to what we were saying about the RSX, I think one of the biggest issues with it was just that it's so bloody heavy. Now, the prototype that they tested back in 2000, whatever, I think it was 12 kilos, the board. And the one we've ended up with is 19 kilos. So if it had been, it's still a hybrid, which means it's kind of a little bit shit at everything, but it would have been much more enjoyable for the commoner, let's say, the non-serious windsurfer, had it been 12 kilos. Because that's what makes it so difficult in so many of the areas,
Yeah. I mean, and that is the difference. Weight makes a huge difference to boards. Huge difference. I remember I had some freestyle boards, and exactly the same board. One was, I think it was when I was sponsored by JP a long time ago, like 20 years ago or something. But one was like the super light version that I got for the indoor, and one was just the normal one. The difference in those boards was night and day. One, I could sail super well. The other thing stuck to the water, didn't pop, didn't have lift, didn't plane as early. And you can imagine on a massive scale, an RSX, when that thing is heavier, I can just only imagine how much different it is. Crazy.
I saw one of the comments. I'm being very erratic with my my topics of discussion. I saw one of the comments saying that the foiling is not a very good thing. It's going to kill racing like Formula did, and who wants to learn on a foil? I have to completely disagree with that. You can tell the 270 kids who are in Lake Garda right now racing the youth and junior worlds, that no one wants to learn or race a foil to start with. I mean, that's evident. I'm not sure we've ever had a youth worlds with so many kids. So I think it's definitely going in the right direction. The youth gets more affordable. The stuff's cheaper. Aluminium foil, harder construction and cheaper construction board as well. So, yeah, I think we're doing the right thing. I know we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Roughly 18 minutes to go for a start. So if you don't want to hear us, listen to us talk trash to each other, set your timer for 15, catch another 3 minutes before the start, but actually just don't go anywhere because it's fun.
Yeah, like I say, get involved in the comments. I'm going to go through them now. We got Jeff saying he's just had a raceboard coaching in France. Yeah, I mean, raceboarding is still strong in certain areas, but the foil is the new thing. And there's going to be this changeover period where, some people don't like change. That's just natural. They fight it. But it's coming. You see it when you see it in the boats, you see it in the international moths and all this sort of stuff, the America's Cup. The foil is coming, and if you don't embrace it, you get totally left behind. And when you see, some of the racing this week on the RSX, I have to say, I thought it looked pretty good. There's no doubt about it. I thought it looked pretty good. But the foiling
would look much better.
Yeah, I think it's going to look much more exciting. It is the future. Whether it's the future for everyone, well, that's up to you to decide. I'm still a massive fan of slalom, like full-blown PWA style slalom in above, 10 knots, 12 knots. As you get above 12 knots, that is, for me, what I like to see. I really do. It's closer racing with the foil. I'm scared with the foil and the slalom that people will get so good that they never fall in. Because they're above the water, they won't hit any chop. So there's less reason for them to mess up a jibe. But this only happens when you get better. So at the moment, yes, still people are messing up certain things. But in the future, I am worried personally that they don't make any mistakes. So the start is all important. And then after the start, maybe just no one makes mistakes. Because there's you in slalom, all you have to do is hit a chop wrong or push off the fin wrong, and it happens massive consequences, or jibe on the inside you can't get going. Whereas with foiling, you're above the chop, so there's no problems there. If you make a good jibe, there's no reason for you to slow down. that's what I'm a bit worried. Like I said, will those things come true? I don't know, but that's what I'm worried about, because we've already seen it since the early foiling. There was people, I remember watching the one in Japan, people were falling on every jibe. You know, it was quite exciting, because you were like, oh my God, anything can happen. When you see racing in Sotavento and stuff like this in Furta with the slalom, any bit of chop and wave causes massive problems. But with the foil, you're just going to cruise over it. What do you reckon? Have I just put a downer on it?
No, I think the thing is, like, people will get really good and they will push super hard. And like what Nico is doing right now, he is going so fast.
Yeah.
So fast on that.
But that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. And then when they all get to Nico's
when you
level,
have 50 boards all going balls to the wall, like looking for that extra little bit, there will be, it's not like the fine line is not like, oh, you just stick it in real deep and you foil safe. Like, no, you will start foiling in that top little bit of water where there's the least amount of resistance. You pop out, you fall down. The consequences of crashing or of like making a mistake, I think, will be even bigger.
But are they going to fall off? It's like,
yeah, because you're gonna get tired. People are gonna go to the end. They're gonna try to push so hard that, and the human will start failing. You know, the equipment might not, but the human will start making mistakes.
Okay. Hey, well, like I said, I don't know. That's just, I remember, well, when I was watching the PWA, that's what I could think. I thought, okay, let's say everyone's as good as Nico Goya. It's going to be a start, and then no one's going to fall in. Everyone's going to ping the jibes. And have you watched kite foiling?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I have watched it.
I haven't watched it, so I don't know. But I'm wondering, how has that sport progressed? Because I guess they're a little bit ahead of us, and there's even less room for mistakes with the kite foiling. So I get the upwind downwind, because it becomes a tactical race, and it's about wind shifts, it's about covering, it's about the whole racing. The slalom is more my concern, but
it could be. But yeah, for me to, obviously I'm coming more from a racing background with up and down winds, and I don't see a problem there. But all sitting behind and following each other in around some marks and not making mistakes could be. But there is a best line around the mark, like an inside line or enter wide, come in.
Yeah.
So there will be contact moments or potential contact moments.
Okay. Sam says guys and kids are going to kite foil for sure. Well, we've already seen Julian Cantel retired from PWA racing, as far as I know. And the pictures I've seen on his social media, he's kite foiling, is
he racing though?
I don't know, but he's a racing machine, and it would really surprise me if he can just go cold turkey on racing and not touch a race stuff again. But he looks like it's proper race foil stuff on the kite. Is he racing? I haven't followed him for a bit, but I did see his shots, which I thought, oh dear, interesting. I mean, it doesn't excite me, kite racing. There's too many lines, and there's no, for some reason, having a sail closer to the water, there's more visually stuff going on. When you just got a person on a thing, it doesn't have the same look to me. It's not as exciting. Again, that's what I kind of base my stuff off the slalom.
The thing with the kiting is it goes so bloody fast.
Yeah.
They're the fastest thing out there.
Yeah.
Except for America's Cup, mono, and like the catamarans. But you can't buy those things. You can buy a kite, and you can buy a board and a foil and hit freaking, I don't know how fast they're going, but they're going faster than the windsurfers, that's for sure. And more consistently fast. But yeah, it's, you got to deal with the kite mares.
Yeah, but I can imagine that. I'm missing loads of comments, but I just read one comment which says, Olympic gear has always been outdated. And it's true, because you got to put the gear in, and then you got to wait 4 years. So you've got 4 years of development, and then it's usually not in and out in one Olympic. So it's 8. So by the time usually you've put something that's, right up to speed in, it's outdated. Will that happen with IQ foil? Maybe, but it's
I mean, the
solid
thing is with the
start.
IQ foil though, this is the first time that the current Olympic equipment is current. You know, because the IQ foil, the equipment is still vaguely current. You know, I mean, it'll be outdated in a year or two. But the RSX, by the time it was already, you know,
Yeah.
Formula Windsurfing had already been ahead of it for 2 years or whatever. So.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. You're right. When they put the RSX in, already people were going, hang on a minute, you're trying to cling on to the old and embrace the new, and you've tried to combine it, and you've ended up just in the middle with some meh. And that was already the first one. It was a difficult decision to make, I guess, because they were in between. So they needed to update the Mistral 1 design for sure, because there was much better race boards out there than the Mistral 1 design. There's another thing that worries me about Olympic sailing. And again, this will divide opinions, I reckon. I like the fact that a different type of person, body weight, could do the Olympic class. Like, what I'd be worried at with the new one, maybe I'm wrong, is the PWA guys have got their tour. They've got their sort of thing, and it's a certain size of sailor. You need to be roughly 90 odd kilos. It's a big person sport. The Olympics has always been, like when I did it, the optimum weight for a Mistral was about 68 kilos or something like this. The RSX obviously is probably still about that, but you needed to be tall and skinny almost. And then now with the foil, is it going to be the same type of person as the PWA? And then what happens to riders of my size and smaller? You know, do they have a future in professional windsurfing? You know, where do you go? Because there's no weight categories. I've always said this, and obviously I'm a bit biased because I'm small, but I'm a keen racer. I love racing. I am never, ever, ever, no matter what I do, be as fast as Antoine Albo. Just physically, I'm not big enough to be that fast, I don't think. So I kind of think it was nice that the Olympics was a certain style and size of sailor, and then you had the PWA, and it kind of catered at least for different weight categories. What's your take on that?
You just opened a can of worms, Ben. I mean, you've made a very a very astute observation, and that's something we've been debating in committees for the last 6 months, and in particular the last couple. If we get the formats and the courses right for the new class, then we'll have a range of people winning. If we don't get it right, then we're going to have 95 kilo guys dominating all of the time. It's as simple as that. And so I think ideally it's better to have a wide range of people who can win. But I guess it remains to be seen how that turns out.
Yeah. Like I said, it's interesting. Like, I've always wanted to do it, like put on. Again, this is going from just my own feelings, and I do this with commentary. I commentate like I want to hear it. I want to hear the boys just normal chatting. So windsurfing, I'm like, I want to see under 80 kilo guys racing slalom, because I want a new hero. I want a lightweight hero. I want someone to look up to and go, geez, man, that, you know, like, if I look at the slalom, I don't look at Antoine Albo and go, what gear's he on? Because he's not even in my same stature. I look at the smaller guys. I used to look at Tati Franz a lot when he was 78 kilos and he was hanging it on with some of the biggest guys there. So you're like, what is he doing to keep up with these guys? Whereas at the moment, you just have to be big. You know, obviously there's a lot of skill involved, not taking it away from the guys, but you have to be high 80s into 90 kilos to really stand a chance at a PWA, which again, there's no problem with that. But what happens to the lighter weight sailor? Is there going to be other categories? I don't know. Interesting, even on national level.
Sorry, lots of supporters here. Everyone wants to see Dorian. Dorian Hans wants to say hello. And then Dorian, your manager, is here too. He's like, why is my manager not returning? Why is Dorian not returning my calls? He's saying, well, he's busy. Yeah. Sorry, Ben. You made a very good. That was a very good spiel. We just undercut it with some cameos. Hey, I'll just show you guys the stadium down here before the race gets started. You might not be able to see, but there's like this big TV screen set up, and you got all of the Dutch supporters just here. Yeah.
Go stand in front of them. Get us to get a cheer.
Yeah, I think that seeing as I'm like some random Kiwi in
Exactly.
Dutchland,
Do it.
I'm not sure. They'll be like, "Who the hell is this guy up in our space?"
You should at least go and interview a few just for randomness. Just like you see on I don't know. I've seen a few shows like that. They'd be like, "Who the hell's this dude?"
Yeah, but have you ever seen anyone interview people with a laptop, just holding the laptop up? I don't
Yeah,
think so.
exactly. I'd love to see the faces. Well, I'm going to just scroll down to the bottom of the comments. I've missed so many. Well, anyway, Rip RSX. What's this?
Rip RSX.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we do have the men's race starting very, very soon. They just put the list up on the board. If you are just tuning in, it's going to be an interesting one. Kieran Badlow has already got the gold wrapped up. He just needs to sail the race, stay out of trouble, and he will get the gold medal. If he doesn't get the gold medal, he doesn't deserve it, literally. He just
exactly
out of trouble. So that's pretty much a foregone conclusion. But the second, third, the silver and the bronze medal is up for grabs. Really is. It's really close. The main riders is Thomas Goya, sitting on 52 points at the moment. He's in second place going into this medal race. And then just behind him on 54 points, so who beats who, is Matteo Camboni from Italy. But then there's a third rider who has equally a pretty solid chance, which is Miszka from Poland. I actually haven't got his points on the screen right now, but there he is.
57.
Maybe it's going to help me out. 57. Okay. So not much in that. It's pretty similar to what we saw with the women between China, Great Britain and France. It's, about finishing with different people in between each other's and ahead. We'll tell you that obviously as the race goes on. And then there's a couple of outside bets, and they are outside bets. China and Great Britain. They do mathematically have a chance at winning a medal, but they would need the stars to align, Pluto to go over Saturn, and lots of things to really line up. Is that going to happen? Well, you never know. This is the Olympics. It would need probably the Italian and the Polish rider to be right back at the back of the fleet, and Tom Squires or the Chinese to be right up at the top. If that is even slightly happening, I will work out the points. But from what I worked out, Tom Squires would need to win.
Flag is up.
Flag is up, yeah. Tom Squires would need to win. I think the Italian would need to be 8th, and then the Chinese back in about 7th or 6th, or I'm sorry, the Polish rider back, in that sort of territory. It can all happen. It's definitely could happen, but will it? Top seed going on form this week in these wins. Matteo, I think from Switzerland. He looked in really good form in the light stuff. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But motivational wise, the guys that are in chance of the medal, they are fully revved up. Miszka from Poland, he has got probably a few, what's the word when you go to war and you have things getting flashbacks. After the last games, he went into the last race with a medal chance, ended up in 4th. He's going to want to get a medal. It could be his last games. It's definitely the last games on the RSX, which he's put all the work into. There's obviously new riders coming up from Poland. So he will know this is probably his last chance of a medal. So he is going to go all out. Matteo Camboni, one of the younger riders, one of the fittest out there, but he's got a long time left. How that plays out in this race will be interesting. A few people just pumping off the line now. That was Camboni actually on Eurosport. He looks up for it.
We'll shake off the jitters.
I've just overheard on the Dutch broadcasters right next to me on the big screen. They're officially referring to Kieran as the windbender now.
In English, that doesn't translate very well.
Well, no, because I think the airbender is what the cartoon was that he was trying to mimic with his hairstyle. But I guess the Dutch have adapted that. Windbender.
Yeah, well, just the word bender is not quite a name you would really want. To be
it's a bit of a bender.
So who's your money on out there? Leave us in the comments. How is the top three going to pan out? Obviously, Kieran Badlow for the gold, silver, bronze. Make your predictions. We've got about 6 knots, it looks like. Not a lot of breeze on the course area. 10 riders, double points. Poland has a chance, and he's got nothing to lose. He's in 4th place going into this race. So if anyone will go all out and risk it, it's going to be the Polish rider. Needs to finish ahead of Camboni. How many points is the difference, boys? Sorry, I'm losing it again. You better keep.
We got Piotr on 57 and Mattia on 54.
Okay, so he needs to finish with one person in between.
Yeah.
Okay, so needs one person. That's hard racing when you need somebody in between. You know, he's like, you can't make that person be in between, you know, and that's what we saw in the women's race. They all finished in the top 3 because they're the most motivated out there. And we've just seen the flag go up 1 minute on my screens. Maybe you guys are a bit ahead or a bit behind. I've got 1 minute until the start.
A little ahead with the tracker, but yeah.
So we've got the Italian going down that
little left-hand shift, I believe. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, on the tracker, it looks like they've just started. Interesting spread, actually.
My feed's just frozen, so.
Okay, well, the Italian looks like he's gone far left, and Chinese has already tacked off. So is Great Britain. That could mean they've had a bad start, or it could mean they're just risking it on the other side of the course. I think we're going to see Italian, France, Poland going together. It looks like that at the moment. We've got Kieran Badlow going up the middle. We still haven't started on the TV on Eurosport, but the tracker is already off.
No,
I tell you what, it looked like the Italian was over the line there. Who?
Yeah.
Someone's over. Could you imagine? Oh, that would be a disaster. Someone is over. There was individual recall, right?
Yeah, there was individual. Well, yes, but it doesn't show on the tracker.
What?
It used to before.
Maybe someone can let me know, but it looked to me that it looked like the Italian was over the line.
That would be absolute disaster.
He's over. I just heard it on the commentary. He is discount Italy.
Oh my God.
Oh my! I just looked then and thought he's gone. What a disaster!
He's going to be devastated.
What a disaster! I'd say he looked quite clear over even on the screen. I just heard on the commentary discount Italy. That's got to mean he's over the line. Oh, what an absolute disaster. We're just having a look at the replay now. I mean, he was clearly gone.
Who are they calling?
Italy's leading so far.
Yeah, he's very far over. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, there we go. We actually said this the other day. I think all of us tipped him to be out of the medals, which was harsh. But I think younger, maybe a little bit pumped up. I've got to change the tracker. Sorry, boys.
He's a board length over there.
Squires of Great Britain. Squires is back in 6th place. Mathematically, if he won the race and the right combination came, he would move up into a bronze medal position. But a lot of things would have to happen with all his competitors. The course is a windward leeward twice around with a short leg.
Where's that voice coming from?
Sorry, that was me. I was
okay. I was
wondering who this American accent was. Yeah, NBC.
Wow, that is amazing news for the Polish. I mean, he doesn't know right now, does he? Are they going to tell him?
Well, they don't. They still have they. 100%.
I'm pretty sure he knows. Yes, they're saying it all over the commentary here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on the replay, you can see at 0 seconds that he was a board length over. It was quite far. It was quite clear, like Ben said.
He looked well over. It was like visually over, and then there was the individual recall come up. I've just heard it, and they're flagging him now. I'm pretty sure they're flagging him, telling him to get out of the race. Oh my God!
No, they won't. They will.
No?
You don't know until you finish.
they're following him with the individual flag on the boat. I think they're going to tell
Now
us.
they are. Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
And
Oh,
he was
Lordy
looking
Lord.
so good. Oh,
poor,
they've done him.
poor
They've just
Mattia.
pulled him out. Oh, that must be absolutely devastating.
No.
Oh, what a mistake to make, as they say in Italy. Oh, no.
That is.
Oh, that
horrible.
must be the most worst feeling. Oh, what a gutter. Look at his face.
OCS. So he would be dropping.
Oh, man.
He's dropping out of medals.
Oh, well, advantage Miska from Poland, and he's looking good on the tracker. It is, I mean, the Chinese, Great British, they've got no chance if Miska's where he finishes. France as well. So this could come down to that. They're looking to Thomas Goya. Oh, man.
I can tell you this now, Ben. He's not going to get any medals.
Oh,
That's it.
that's it. He's out. I mean,
That's
I'm
done.
feeling for him right now. I really am. That is not a good way to go out, but a real mistake. What a mistake. Okay, so we've got two guys really in this. They're both at the front of the fleet, so it pretty much puts the Chinese out. It puts the British out, and this is going to be a race now for silver and bronze medals between the Polish rider Miska and
Thomas Goyard.
Thomas Goyard, yeah, the French. Can the French get another silver medal? Ali.
Yeah, well, Mishka is in 7th right now, not super great, and Thomas in 4th. So, I mean, it's light. It's light. When you see they get up on the rail, it's
on the edge. Yeah. It's on the edge, isn't it? It really is on the edge.
Yeah, and surprise, who is leading the pack?
Yeah, I thought he would. The Swiss.
There he goes.
Yeah. He looked the best on the early stuff. If it had been a light wind event, he might have really had a solid chance.
Yeah, it was a fear. I spoke to Mr. McIntosh earlier on, and he said we always knew he was absolutely fantastic in the light stuff, and if we would have had a week of day one conditions, oh no, another upset.
Oh. You are joking. So Miska from Poland also over the line early. What does that mean? Has Tom Squires got a chance? I tell you what, he has. Tom Squires has oh my God, I did not see this happening. Tom Squires has a genuine chance of medal. China could do the biggest comeback since Bruce Forsyth right now. That would be insane. Jesus, I really okay. It's all on. Could it happen? China, where are you? Where is Great Britain?
Man.
Oh my God, this has just opened up.
Okay, so they're 1 point apart. They are 1 point apart. China and Tom Squires are 1 point apart. So who finishes ahead? I think whoever beats Fu in this race takes that bronze medal. Could you believe it? If Tom Squires comes through.
Come on, Tommy. Come on, Tommy. Where's me at?
Does anyone see him? Where is he on the track? I can't see him.
He's right now. He's in 9th.
Oh, Tom, come on! This is the time to have the race of your life. Where are you,
Tom? Come on, son.
There he goes. Oh
no!
He's not.
I am biased, but China has already gone round.
Kieran Badley, a little bit of planing on the side there. Not bad.
Oh my life! The one thing you can say is at least it wasn't Kieran Badlow for the Dutchies that was over the line early.
Oh my!
I mean, that would have been the biggest upset. Tom Squires,
I'm abandoning any pretense of neutrality, and I really, really want Tom to come through here.
Well, we got Yoav Cohen right now in the lead, and he,
If ever there was a time to not have a shocker, it was now. But he is deep. He is so deep. Fair play, China. He's going to get the bronze. That's just massive. That is huge. Actually, someone just checked my scores. I haven't missed anyone like I did with the women. Oh, my life.
Well, right now, if they would, the lineup is right now is Thomas 2nd, Yoav Cohen 3rd, and Mattia on equal points as Yoav 4th. I'm
Wow.
wow.
That-
Speechless. And now
I am
it's pouring down with rain
literally
here as well.
speechless right now.
Unbelievable. I have never seen this in my entire RSX career.
Oh my life. Oh my.
There was a little bit. Yeah. There was a little bit of current pushing up. I think that's, you could see the boys, they were kind of pointing half reaching, half downwind on the start line, and it must have just gotten them and not being aware of where they were at the line.
Oh, well, there we go. We can say Kieran Badlow, as long as he stays out of trouble, will get the gold. Thomas Goya guaranteed of the silver if he stays where he is, or probably doesn't have to even do that anymore. If you have just joined us, Italy, Poland, both in medal contention, over the line early in the medal race. So this opens it up for Tom Squires and China. But Tom Squires is having a shocker. And China is right up in 5th place. By my reckoning, China will get the bronze medal, which is huge.
Which is not correct at the moment because Yoav Cohen is in 76 points and he'll beat China by 1 point.
Really? Oh my crikey, that would... Oh my.
A guy who hasn't been in the conversation at all. I don't think we've mentioned Yoav once apart from his haircut.
No, I've been yelling him. I've been yelling him.
I mean, before the regatta,
Israel is coming through.
Yes. No, before he was not there.
Okay, I've lost all track now. So where does Israel need to finish to guarantee? Can he? How many places before China? It's only 1 point in it. So what are they now? Let's have a look. First at the moment, China in 5th. So if it stays 1st and 5th, Israel will take the bronze medal.
Yeah, if China moves up a spot, then he'll surpass a Yoav.
Yeah. So if you're an Israeli fan, you need this man to bring home the win here. And
there we go. He just did it on the tracker. Ooh. There we go. He passed Kieran, and that's it. Now he's in 4th.
No, he can't be. I just watched him go over. On the Eurosport, there's someone missing because there's definitely 4 riders gone through.
There's another OCS. Tomas over as well. Tomas gone too.
No.
Another OCS.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
That's 3. That's the...
Oh my God. Tom, come on, son. This is not the race to have a shitter. It was the race not to be over the line, but oh my God, this is absolute carnage right now.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. So we have Matthias Toman Piot, all the medal winners over, all the potential medalists over.
Oh my life.
Next?
Right, let me just have a look at these scores right now. Israel has moved up into silver medal position. China at the moment in bronze. Oh,
has he though? Has he?
Well, I don't know. No, sorry, Thomas Goya. No, there you go. Thomas Goya still has 74 points. Sorry, I'm just 74. If it stays like it is, it can't happen. Surely he's guaranteed silver.
Ben, push that far right M logo above the red points. Push on that. Click on that.
Which, sorry?
The far right logo with the points.
Oh, yeah. There we go. That makes more sense. Yeah, he's got 74 points. They can't beat him. The only people that could beat Goya were Camboni and Mishka. Yes, that's right. Okay, so breathe if you're French. Just breathe deeply. You have still got a silver medal no matter where he finishes. Right now, Thomas Goya will be not knowing that exactly, I reckon. He'll
be in distress.
Yeah, he will be very, very
right now.
China is still in 5th place. China is still in 5th. Israel, he doesn't know, does he? He doesn't know.
He doesn't.
I'm seeing his face.
He's gonna have a heart attack if someone doesn't tell him soon. And the coaches won't know because they won't have the results or their phones or anything. Like they'll have pieces of paper, and with all the mess that's just gone on, like
it's not something you would have planned for and worked out, would you? You wouldn't have
no
worked
way. You would never work through that scenario. If these two people are over, then this. I don't think you would ever go through that.
Come on, Tom. Where's Tom? He needs to do something miraculous now. He needs a massive gust from the left or from the right or from wherever he is.
He needs one from the left because he's far left with Kieran. He's far left.
Yeah. Oh man.
The jury have just been sailing around, just going. You have 20 points, and you have 20 points, and you take 20 points.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Tom Squires is going to look back at this race, I reckon, in a few years and think the stars were aligning. Pluto had gone in front of Saturn. Jeez. Oh, if you are just joining us, we have had some crazy, crazy stuff. The three main medal contenders, all OCS in the last race. First guy to get called the Italian. Then we had the Polish rider Miszka and then Thomas Goya. What does that mean? Well, actually, because all three are out, it doesn't mean anything. Thomas Goya still gets that silver medal, but for bronze, it is all open. At the moment, the Israeli, if he wins this medal race, he will move up into bronze medal position, but he needs China to stay in fifth. China has other ideas. He does not want to stay in fifth place. If he makes it up into fourth place, he will get the bronze medal. At the moment, he's 35 meters behind Switzerland, and he's got to overtake the Swiss. The Swiss is the best rider in these conditions, as we saw early in the week. It's going to be a tough ask for China. So Israel, start shouting, start cheering your man, because he is doing what he needs to do. The only thing to do in this race was to win, and that is what he is throwing
Israel down. Is losing. It's nuts in Israel right now. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
You know, I actually don't think. I don't think
he's almost planing.
I think that Touma actually can get passed by all those guys, because he's on 52 points net. You get 22 points if you're OCS, right? So that takes him to 74.
Have they not added them up, right?
If the big Chinaman gains another point, he can pass him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he comes around third, if he gets into third, which he's not because Angel is uncatchable downwind.
He's moved up into fourth, I think, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he has. He's moved up into bronze medal at the moment. One more place to China.
Medal.
One more place. Right? Oh my God. Oh, China. This is huge. Absolutely huge. Oh my life. This is not good news for Israel. It's good news for China. They have had a great day on the water, and they are starting to plane. That is gusts from behind. That could play right into China's hands here, because he's going to gain.
He's just going to go dead downwind. No, the only way he will pass the other guys if they can't plane as much as they think they can. Which at the moment, it looks, if he can pass Kieran, he'll be good. He's got the little Spanish guy on the far right. If you look up behind him,
China's up into third.
Yeah,
no fourth. Yeah. Oh my life. This is tricky conditions. This is exactly how I lost my silver medal. I came round the windward mark in a good position, went down the middle. Everyone went round me, round the outside. It's a horrible thing to happen.
Here we go. Come on, big guy. Come on.
You have to make a decision. Someone's going down the middle. People are going down the outside. Switzerland's going straight down the middle. He's up into second place. That doesn't mean anything. China has the bronze medal. Israel is winning. They can't do anything else. He needs China to drop back. If China finishes where they are at the moment in fourth place, they will take bronze. Can China advance one more place and get silver? It could happen. It's going to come down to just
he needs to pass one guy. He needs to pass one more guy.
Oh, but who's he got to pass? Who's in third? Kieran Bando's up into second.
It's tied. Kieran or the Swiss guy. They're both close.
It looks like he's not going to.
Come on, big guy. Oh,
easy. Oh, mate, this is just tense. Oh, there's going to be a few people putting their head in their hands right now. Oh, where is the fat lady?
Oh Lord!
We actually could not have ordered more drama than that.
No.
Could you imagine?
Gosh.
If you'd set out at the most dramatic scenario that you could, you probably wouldn't have said, okay, disqualify Toma, Mattia, and Piotr from the medal race.
Wow.
This is crazy. I need to tick some other names on here now. People are coming into it. Israel is going to win it. No doubt about that. He has done all he can do, but it's not enough. If China loses a place, it is enough. If China stays in fourth, he will take the bronze medal. Oh my life. Who thought this could happen?
But if China passes the Swiss kid,
he could take second.
He could
take second. China is on the line here. Israel pumping down the last reach. He's full planing.
I want to see Thomas' face right now. I mean, he must be just shocked.
Hectic, absolutely hectic stuff.
It's going to be all right for him. Wow. Who's behind him?
So there we go. Israel wins the medal race. Is it enough? Where is China? If China in fifth,
China needs to
get a medal.
So hard. If he's going to get passed by the big guy.
Does he think he's got a medal? With that celebration over the line, Kieran all the way up into second place. Fair play. He had nothing to gain really from a good result here. He's just doing it because he wants. Where is China?
Very good. Oh, the Swiss.
The Chinese are in fourth.
Needs to be behind Swiss, and that's.
He's not going to get silver. Thomas Goya will take the silver medal. That was probably the tensest 10 minutes of Thomas Goya's life.
I mean, he may still not know. They might, we've got the virtual leader.
No, they must be able to count it.
I'll tell you what, though, Kieran Badlow does deservedly take the gold medal, finishing second in that medal race. Switzerland come over in third. It won't make a difference. Where is China? If he comes across in fourth place, and he's going to, there is someone catching.
Spanish guy, a little Spanish.
It is. Oh, I'll tell you what, he's slowed down. If the guy behind is full planing, no, surely not. No. I'm just looking on the TV screens. No, he's going to get it. China is going to get the bronze medal.
Wow.
Who would have
look at him. Does he know? No way. Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he knows. How does he know?
He's a smart guy. Look at him.
Somebody knows. Someone's told him. He knows.
Wow. Maybe he's got a little earpiece.
He's got something implanted.
Yeah.
Whoa. How would have thought that? There was a big chance for Tom Squires in that. He doesn't do enough, but great skills. You've got a feel for the Israeli. He won the medal race, did everything, but he needed China in fifth. China finishes fourth, and B gets third place. What a, I don't know how he's done that. Look at his results. What a comeback. And just look at what his results were. Take 9 points off that for that disqualification. He would have comfortably got silver. Like, comfortably got silver. Whoa. Well, Kieran Badlow, come on. Let's hear it for the Dutchie. 3 gold medals in a row for Aaron McIntosh. Great result. There we go. Those guys have been together for a long time now. He had a hard road in. He had to beat the man on the watch along today. Dorian, after 2 gold medals. I mean, just doing that was a gold medal in itself. But finally, he has guaranteed that medal. Tom Squires just coming over the line now. It's not enough for him, but he definitely had a chance. Oh, how... I bet he didn't even know how much of a chance he was going to get. That first thing, that is the biggest drama I have ever seen in a medal race. 3 of the top riders, 2 guys who had medal contentions out with OCS. Thomas Goya had to wait right to the end to see if he got that silver medal. But France can celebrate now. 2 silver medals today. Charlene Picon and Thomas Goya. Oh, but it was nerve-wracking, that's for sure. How do we say his name? Obama, I think you call him. Whoa. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. There we go. Apparently our commentary is more fun than the TV. Of course it is. We can say what we like. We're not the BBC. Oh, what drama.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Insane. That's just insane. Absolutely insane. How did he do that? How did he do that? Third place.
I'm just in shock still. Oh, Mattia and Piotr will be gutted.
Oh,
I feel sorry for the guys. Honestly,
Yeah,
they didn't
totally.
get to do what they are made to do and what they can do. It's a really sour way to lose.
oh man. Mishka must be just, at one point he would have gone, I've done it. Like there would have been a point where he went, okay, it was an individual recall. Was it me? He sees the Italian get pulled out and he goes, okay, I'm home free. There would have been a moment where his little head went, I've done it. And then that horrible moment when the jury boat pointed to him and told him was over soon. And then we had Thomas Goya. Oh my life. Hectic stuff. Absolutely hectic. Yeah, we have got no pictures. We can't get it. Blame the Olympics. Blame the Olympics. This, like I said, it is a watch along. You've got to be gutted for Tom. I agree. I mean, there was a legitimate chance. A good race from him in that medal race would have guaranteed him a medal. Oh, there's no way you would have known that. That is why they've had the medal race, to bring this drama. Double points last day. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I mean, the Dutchies have dominated the RSX class for the last 3 Olympic Games. Dorian with 2 gold medals, Kieran Badlow with this one. What a result for the Dutchies.
I still can't believe it.
I can't
believe it.
I'm literally in shock. I am in shock right now. I can't still I almost, for the sick part of me, wants to see Mishka's face. I want to see, Camboni's face. I want to see that emotion. That's what really brings home, what the Olympics is all about. It's the joy of winning, but it's also the disappointment of losing. That's what makes the win so special.
The worst part of it all was the late pullout.
The late, really, they did that on purpose, did they? That was just horrible, wasn't it?
I have never seen something like that where you get pulled out on the second lap. Like, that's really late.
Just out of interest, do they have a video replay, or is it all done on GPS?
I mean, that's 100% what they would have done, I'd say. There's usually a guy, if you've been watching throughout the week, you can see a guy by the yellow staff with a phone. And I think they're filming the start line, and then they probably spent the first lap trying to figure out exactly who was over to make sure, which is why it would have taken them so long to come back to Piotr and then Tomas.
Man, hectic. Absolutely hectic. I mean, when you saw the start, you were like, there's definitely one over. It looks like the Italian. That was, for me, the drama. I was like, okay, that's the drama. The drama is over. Oh, no, that's not true. That is not true. So Thomas Goya, he's now celebrating on the screens on Eurosport. He now knows he's got that silver medal, but that would have been a tense, scary 10 minutes there where he didn't know. I mean, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, mate. Absolutely devastating for Mishka and Camboni. I mean, it'll be a lot of what ifs.
I mean, especially Camboni, who was up in yellow or blue all week, and then to lose it like that, wow, just unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I think we predicted a few of those things to come true, but nothing like the drama that was put down there. Who would have thought? And then we had an increase in wind during the race. Oh, mate, absolutely crazy. Apparently, the BBC didn't show it. That's what I mean. This Olympics they should just do this on demand for people around the world. The Olympics is meant to inspire young kids to get a media lockdown. That's what it shouldn't be. And there we go.
And now it's windy. Now he's fully planing back to the beach.
It's crazy, isn't it? If they'd have just waited a little bit, we might have had full planing races. That was the forecast for today. Oh, yeah, actually, that's a good point from Doug. Says it's better to know during the race than when you cross the finish line. Or is it? Because what we had was positions moving. If you'd have crossed the finish, you would have known at the end straight away. Whereas there, we had those moments of, oh my God, is that going to happen? Scary. Woo!
Wow, we're going to have to unwind from that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that coming. So if you are just joining us, you have missed probably the most dramatic, intense 6-knot windsurfing race I've ever watched. Due to OCS, someone asking before, what's an OCS? On course side, it means. So over the line early. Premature starts, whatever you want to say, but 3 of the top riders going out, and the only one to survive with a medal was Thomas Goya. Tense stuff. China coming back into the medals on the last day, and also in the women. If you didn't watch the women, China obviously keeping that gold medal. Charlene Picon from France moving up into silver. Emma Wilson had to settle for bronze medal in the end. In the men, obviously Kieran Badlow winning the gold. Just needed a safe race today. Finished second. Thomas Goya over the line early, but the Chinese didn't finish high enough off the fleet for him to lose anything. And also his 2 major rivals, which was Mischka from Poland and Camponi from Italy, also over the line early. You couldn't make that up. You couldn't make that up. If you made that up as a storyline, people would go, nah, that's not believable, Ben. You'll have to tone it back a bit, you know. It's just ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Ridiculous.
I feel for Tom, though. You know, it was totally had the opportunities. But that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Tom, he'll definitely be wondering, wow, a few what ifs there. He's had a good week, though. It wouldn't have been the wind he wanted to finish on, that's for sure. But
well, I think we've lost. Dorian. Sounds like he's on the phone to someone there. You'll probably, if you keep watching the Eurosport footage, you probably end up seeing him on the voice video call. But I'd say we've lost him on our feed today.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I'd just like to say anyway, before we go anywhere, just thanks to everyone for tuning in. It was a bit of a last minute thing to do this watch along, but I have a feeling it's worked really well. And it is only basically come about from us watching the commentary and being super disappointed that there's no emotion in the commentary. How can you not get emotional with the Olympics? It really sucks to see some of the, I'm not blaming the commentators because they don't know the people. They don't know the whole thing, I don't think. I think that's the major problem. But I think loose commentary is better. If we were on the BBC, we probably wouldn't be able to say what we say half the time on here anyway. So maybe it's a better way of doing it.
That's true. Hey, I think I'm going to have to go. I've got a whole lot of, there's a Dutch party happening over here. So
yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks for doing this. It's been a pleasure all week.
It's been a pleasure. See you in 4 years. In 3 years. Oh, I'll see you in Silver Planner. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. All right, mate. See you in a bit.
Cool. Cheers.
There we go. Antonio Cozzolino, massive thanks to him for helping me organize this week. Like I said, he's not getting paid. We're not getting paid. We just wanted to do this because it only happens every 4 years. And if we can't do something for the Olympics, it's not what we wanted to do. There'll be a few people obviously tuning in, which are like, well, where's the video? Just to fill you in, we're not allowed any video content. We did try streaming some earlier in the week, and we're just not allowed. We got banned instantly. So yeah, it's a shame. I hope for the next Olympics something changes, but I really feel they need to sort their media rights out. It can't just be about making money. You need to showcase the sports. For a lot of the smaller sports, this is the pinnacle. This is it. And I just heard the BBC didn't even show the men's medal race. Now, okay, let's be honest. Tom was in an outside chance, but he's a British rider going for a medal. It's the last race. The least you can do is bloody show the race. And it would have been exciting. If he'd have been a few more places further up, that could have been an absolutely amazing comeback. So like I say, thanks to everyone for tuning in and sticking with it. Like I say, it's been a real weird week. I did actually see a message from Basher. I don't know if he's watching now, but he said he's not going to tune in today because 6-knot windsurfing is not exciting. I beg to differ. That was exciting. There's no two ways about it. No two ways about it. I just realized my mom messaged. Hey, Mom. There we go. You gotta love this. You gotta love this. We've got Dorian, obviously 2 gold medals in the background, having a chat, no doubt, with the Dutchies. They've got big things going on. Maybe he's got some proper media TV coverage going down. Lena Erdl, good to see her tuning in. She's going for her Olympic stuff now. IQ Foil is going to bring a lot of the PWA riders into this scene. It's going to mix it up. I'm mixed feelings on it. I know it sounds stupid. I love to see the PWA guys mixing it up, but I'm just worried about the lighter riders and where they fit into the whole, professional windsurfer. And someone did explain it to me, Maciek Rakowski. He said, Ben, you don't see, short people playing basketball. And maybe he's got a point, but the 3-pointers, they're not the tallest. If you're good at shooting hoops, you can play. So maybe there is something like that. Kieran Badlow on our screens now, like a definite deserved champion. Who would have thought at the halfway point he would have won without sailing the medal? Well, I say that without sailing the medal. He needed to sail the medal race, but he obviously just needed to get round the course. But great, like I said, I'm just glad we got some people tuning in and share some of the scenes that we've had today, because like I said, you couldn't have wrote that. That was just absolutely crazy. Thomas Goya hanging on to silver medal. China coming up to take bronze. And Mishka once again missing out. Kamboni over the line early, missing out. Yeesh. If you haven't subscribed to Windsurfing.TV, you better subscribe. We're going to try, we're windsurfing enthusiasts, windsurfing fans, and we're just trying to bring you some coverage. It's always a bit loose. It's not the most well done stuff, but that's what we like, surely. That's what we're tuning in for. Dorian is there. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's either froze or that's just his pose, his power pose. No, surely that's a frozen screen. If that's a power pose, I don't know. Got a lot of comments coming in, which is nice to see. It's good to see people are still in. The race is finished, guys. I was waiting for the numbers to drop, but we still got a few people tuning in. We've got Julian, Send It Academy member. I hope those forwards are going well, dude. Thomas, cannot believe just what happened. Poor Mishka, yeah. Thanks for all the great work. No worries, dude. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I was actually thinking about this. People saying maybe do the commentary next Olympics. It's not going to work. I could never do the BBC commentary. You've got to be unbiased. You've got to be really calm, collected. It don't work. That's just not my style. I'm more loose. I even get the things wrong. So yeah, I'm not cut out for BBC commentary. But what I do hope is we're able to get a stream next Olympics. They should be giving out the stream for free to promote the sports. That is what sailing.org should go for. It's the biggest disappointment is seeing the highlights from sailing.org. No disrespect to the guy who made them. He hasn't got any choice. But it's a slideshow with words. It's just not what you want to see. You want to come back from a day at work and find out what's been going on. You want some info. You want some interviews. You want action. You want story. And you've got a slideshow. And that's from sailing.org, which is the main channel. I mean, it's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. There we go. Stefan saying, maybe it's different in every country. Like I said, I'm just going on what I've got here in Portugal. In Germany, the broadcast, there's a few streams and you can choose which one to watch. And there's no commentary. I mean, commentary is what tells the story. It's what builds the emotion. If you don't have commentary, you ever tried watching a football match or a tennis match without commentary? Shut up. You're not going to watch it. It just doesn't work. America's Cup, amazing coverage. Yeah, great previews, interviews. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm disappointed. It's like they're trying to do too many things and they can't do it all. So they just do. It's like the RSX. It's not a long board. It's not a short board. It's in between. You're not doing it. You're not doing it justice. They should let everyone should have their own live stream. This is the Olympics. I really think that. And people would do it. I'm not saying do it for free, but if it was the case of being like it is now or better, I think people would do it, So yeah, if you are just joining us, you've missed it. The watch along is over. I'm going to finish up. I'm just going through a few comments at the moment, but we will finish. So if you haven't seen it, it's been a bit of drama on the last day. We thought it was kind of some foregone conclusions. In the women's, we did see some medals change. We saw Xu come through from China to keep hold of that gold medal. She finished third in the medal race. Second place was Charlene Picon, and that moved her up into silver medal position. And then Emma Wilson, who actually finished, second in that medal race, and she drops down to bronze because she was beaten by the French lady. So little bit of a switch around on the podiums and the medals, but they all still get a medal, China keeping it. And in the men's, which we thought was maybe going to be a bit more drama, it turns out it was a hell of a lot more drama, with basically most of the major players being over the line early and called at different times during the race. Just absolute drama. With the biggest advantage, well, the biggest mover was the Chinese. How he got a medal after some of the results he had earlier in the week, he will be thinking the same thing. But huge comeback. Commiserations to Kamboni and Mishka from Poland, both over the line early, drop out of the medals, absolutely gutted. But Thomas Goya from France, obviously taking that silver medal. He just had a nervous about 10 minutes in the middle. And then Kieran Badlow, deserved gold medalist, won pretty much without doing the medal race, and just amazing performance to even get to the Olympics. And there we go. That is it. I think that's probably it for our coverage on the Olympics this year. Thanks to everyone that joined in. We tried our best, even due to a few. Well, we didn't have any video footage. I really didn't think anyone would tune in, I have to be honest with you. So thanks. I'm going to leave it like that. Dorian has frozen again. I don't know if he's on a video call, but maybe I'll just wait for him to... Is he there? We'll say goodbye. Dorian, are you there? I think he's actually talking to someone else. But, I mean, how long before they give out the medals? Does anyone know? Is they just hand them out? Or is there like a big ceremony? We're seeing highlights, obviously, on Eurosport at the moment. We've got Nicholas saying, who won? Who won? Well, Kieran Badlow won the men, and Xu from China won the women. Yeah, there we go. Dorian, are you there? Dorian, are you there? Hello? I was just going to get him to say goodbye. I feel rude cutting him off when he's sitting there waiting. He's on mute at the moment. I'll wait for him to get back in, so I'll just pad for a bit longer. Who was your standout of the games? Geez, China. I'd love to just remember his results from the week, because they weren't great early in the week. I really thought he stood no chance. I'm just going to have an update here. Yeah. 9th, 16th, 4th, 13th, 26th. That was his first 5 results. How did he end up with the bronze? Well, that's how. Thomas Goya, silver medal. Really good news for the Goya family. If you do follow the PWA, you will know his brother just smashed the first PWA event of the year on the foil. It was super, super impressive. Okay, Dorian's live on Dutch TV. That would make sense. So we will wait for him to come back. I think it's only fair. I feel bad. So Dorian live on Dutch TV. So you're seeing behind the scenes live on Dutch TV. Love it. Absolutely love it. He probably doesn't want me chopping on in the background. That's probably why he's got me on mute, which kind of makes sense. What's your thoughts overall on the 2020 Olympics and the sailing that went down? In the windsurfing, I think it's been a real good test of everyone. We've seen, light winds at the beginning of the week, then stronger winds throughout the week. And then we've seen, obviously, the medal race now in really light conditions. So I think the best man and the best woman won. I think you can only say that. We saw a range of conditions from everything. Some intense racing, and I think, been a really good week. Interesting, the OCSs at the end. I kind of would have liked that to play out, in a proper race. But at the same time, that is what you've got to say. That's what they're dealing with. You've got to stay behind the line. But when your opponent goes, you don't want to be stuck underneath him. And that's probably what happened. All 3 riders were in with the closest chance. So they're all stuck together. And when one goes, you got to go with them, because you don't want to get rolled in case they're not over. And that, well, as you know, hindsight is a beautiful thing. You would have just stayed behind the line. Mishka probably would have got his medal. So, yeah, but I think on a whole, it was quite a good showing for the RSX, as good as it can be. Raced on every day. They forecasted a little bit of wind. Interestingly, could the foil have done it in those winds on the last day? I don't know. I guess so. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in. Yeah, but Philippa, I mean, thanks. Yeah, guide for Tom, BBC shocking. I'm a bit disappointed with that. I mean, I'm not in England at the moment, so I'm not watching on the BBC. But I had high hopes they would cover medal races properly. You know, we got medal hopes, and to think they didn't even show the men's medal race, I think it's disgraceful, really. You know, imagine 4 years. Imagine he'd have ended up with a medal, which could have happened in the scenario we had. Man, that's just poor. That's absolutely poor. Call up Nico Goya, get him on the live stream. Well, yeah, someone's going to have to... I can add anyone to this live stream, but like I said, I'm just waiting for Dorian to come back, and I'm going to call it a day. Like I say, the Olympics for this time around has finished. We have all the medalists done. And like I said, I'm just waiting for Dorian, and then I'll be signing out. JP Tobin, good to see, you know, a couple of guys tuning in. Obviously, Brett Morris over there in Australia, mate. Yeah, it's good. Like I say, if you're not tuning in, make sure you look for the World Championships in a couple of weeks' time in Silver Planet. I'm going to be there. We're going to be covering that event, which will be a normal live stream, which will weirdly probably be more continuous, you know, coverage than the Olympics. Obviously, the Olympics has all the singing, dancing, GPS and all that, which was amazing. And you can't fault that. But when you're not showing all the races, you're missing the story. You know, I always think it's like a book. It's like just going to the last pages of a book. You don't do that, do you? Well, some people might do. You know, they just go to the end and read the end, but you don't feel the journey of the book. Not that I'm a big reader. Anyone who knows me will go, Ben, have you ever read a book? But you know what I mean? It's not the same. You've got to follow the journey to feel the passion and the emotion on the last day. If you just go to the end of the book and you go, oh, she dies. It's like, well, yeah, but you've got no attachment to the person in the book. Hope you know what I'm talking about. Probably just talking rubbish. I'm just padding. I'm just waiting. How long's this TV interview? We might just see this voyeur cam from Dorian's house. Let's hope he doesn't have any wild parties or something. I might just leave the stream on and maybe charge people to look at Dorian van Rijsselberghe's house. Double gold medalist. What is he up to today? There we go. Ben, you should on Twitter. Well, I don't know what that means. What, Dorian's house? Yeah, so there we go. He's back. Maybe he's back. Is he back? Or is he still on? Getting a glimpse of him. Yeah, okay, he's going. That's okay. Okay, cheers. So we're just going to say it looks like he's still busy with... Dutch TV, so we will leave him now. That is it.
Bye.
Yeah, okay, good. Cheers, dude. Thanks a lot for your help. Laters. There we go. What a legend. Totally helping us out this week. Double gold medalist coming in for free. You gotta say, that's what windsurfing is about. Right, I am off. See you later. Until the next time, 2 weeks' time, IQ Foil World, Silver Planner. Get tuned in for that. You will see the next Olympic class. The next guy is going to be PWA mixing with RSX, you know, old school Olympic campaigners. It's going to be definitely one to watch to see what the future of the Olympic holds. And we'll see you next time. If you do want to chip in some beer money, I'm going to do a blatant plug here. You can support Windsurfing.TV, help keep the passion going and keep us all trying to produce this content for you guys. Like I say, it would be much appreciated, and I'll buy the guys some beers next time I see them. All right, that's it. We'll see you for the next one.